Grumm TV welcomes you to this broadcast of the Dork Side Pokemon League.
Hello? Can you hear me now? That's, yeah, okay. Weird. Don't know why that was. Don't know why anything is doing this. What happened? What happened? Hello. Hi, everybody. Can you all, there we go. Good. Welcome. I am Grumm, host, Commissioner of the Dork Side Pokemon League. Good to see you. Good to have you. Welcome into week number 3. Good week number. We're going to be a third, 30%, not a third, but a third, 30% of the way through the league season, the first ever season of the Dork Side Pokemon League. After this week, we've got 4 games, potentially 5. One may get in under the whistle, perhaps. But either way, I am glad to be here with you today. We've also got the wonderful. Let me make sure that this is working properly before I go and do this. Yeah, okay, good. This should be good. We've got my wonderful co-host, Sandy. Welcome, Sandy, commentator, but the color commentator of the DSPL. Sandy J, hello.
Hello, today's color is green, like the jersey in the background.
Yes, correct. Today's color is green, like money. It has been some time. I timed that perfectly. Good. We're gonna have ourselves a nice day today, Sandy. We've got 4 games. Okay. I have fixed the push to talk settings so that you don't have to push to talk. So you get your quips in unfiltered without needing to hit the button to do that. I also have done that for our general managers so that if they want to come in to commentate their games or do some post game interviews, they don't have to do that either, which probably should have done that before. What I should have done, I should have just made a separate channel in the Discord for, the press box or something and call it that. But we'll be good. This is
true. Johnner did sort of do this.
Johnner did do that. Johnner did come up to me. Not general manager Johnner, my friend Johnner. While they seem like they're the same person, he only bleeds in GTA roleplay. That's the only bleed in that he gets. But my hair, I get a haircut. I just so much hair. Johnner said, poked me in the chest and said, "What's the big idea of making Sandy be pushed to talk?" And I said, whoa. That's not the case. I fixed that. No. And then I checked it and it was the case. And I was like, oh no, I feel bad. I'm like, well, then I fixed it. And I told Sandy on Wednesday. And then Johnner said, yeah, I did that. Credit me. So we got to credit him. But joining us already in the Discord, everybody also can as well jump in the Discord. I have the stream this up. You get this nice and quick so that on the Discord there's zero latency, like 0, like negative. Well, I wouldn't say negative latency. There is definitely latency, but not that bad. Not worse than Twitch. Certainly not worse than YouTube. Certainly not worse than either mobile version of those. We've got Didac in here, general manager of the Pignite. Didac, welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Let me put some music on for the broadcast. I figured out how to do this. All right, so I came up with an idea. And it's kind of what sprung the idea of the thing. Brazilian Fury, Chris, welcome. Hello. Those general managers who now have the ability to talk there, you might have to unmute yourself and then mute yourself, and then just to reset it. I'm not sure. Sometimes it works funky like that. I look like Ace Ventura. Alrighty then. But what was it?
More like Grease.
Yeah, that's there too. It's more of like so it's like if I were to.
Hey.
I'm just.
This White Devil stuff has gone on long enough.
just gonna. All right, we'll just do that. Yeah, it's big pompadour hours here.
Let's see if we can get this to
There
work.
it is. Hey,
Hey.
there he is. There's
Perfect.
Chris. Hello. Also, go check out Chris's stuff, Brazilian Fury, on YouTube. Also, go check out Didac RE _ on Twitch, and then it's Didac Replays on YouTube. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Look at me. No underscore on the YouTube, right?
No underscore on the YouTube.
Good. Didac did a great little. If you want to see what a general manager, how they can prep for the week, Didac on Friday did an excellent job going through it. Sure, I helped. I provided some information, but I mean, I'll do that for everybody. Anybody who needs information. We're here to learn competitive. I was gonna say competitive role playing. I haven't competitively role played since 2016.
DJ, yeah, that's been like
Tell me about
5 years
that.
at this point.
It really has.
Tell me about that competitive role play there, Tuffy.
But no, I'm talking. Oh
Johnny
boy,
does it every day.
Johnny does it every day. That's just life. No, I used to do e-fetting. Me and Chris. That's how I know Chris. We did e-fetting for me way back in the day. It's a long time ago. But no, competitive Pokemon. We're learning about competitive Pokemon, all while being, serenaded by the wonderful beats and songs made by that boy Bert Firkins, who kills the beat. You can find Bert Firkins stuff on Spotify, Apple Music. I don't know where else you can find it, but Bert Firkins, you can also find it under Legacy FM. It's some good stuff. AW, general manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Welcome as well. Hope you guys are all doing good. We got a great week. 4 matches, potentially 5 if we can get it in. If not, we got 4. Still good. We've got Minnesota, who is 1-1. They came off of their victory last week against the Long Island Ducklets to be 1-1, sitting in. I had the sheet up. Where'd my sheet go? Oh, that's why. No, that's the commissioner one. Hold on. That's the one that has all the answers to it. I don't want that one. Hold on. I don't want that one. I don't want the one with all the answers to it. I need to just use that one later for ease of information updating. We've got where are we at? Standings. There's one. Yeah, Arizona currently in 5th, taking on the first place Minnesota Doduos. Doduos 2-0. They've got +9 difference. Kind of look like Dan McBride. Yeah, Peter. It's just all over the place. Also, Peters, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. It's all over the place. I'm about a week past where I want to get my hair cut. I want to get it every 3 weeks. I'm about a month, so it's like it's gonna Thursday. So Thursday. Yeah, Minnesota +9 difference. A +5-0 victory over Boston. A 4-0 victory over Brazilian Furies. Colorado Dog Trios last week. It's a good one. This one's going to be a good one. We also then have, I think we followed up with, hold on, let me look at this real quick. Let me look at this. Which one do I have second? Yes, we've got Long Island taking on the Corpus Christi Crobats. The Corpus Christi Crobats are in 6th place, and Johnner's Long Island Ducklets are in 7th place. So whoever's going to win is jumping the other by at least a little bit. It'll be, I mean, this is the tightest window we've had, 6 and 7, so that's pretty good. Both are 1-1. Both are coming off of losses, so it is somebody's looking to get back a win. Somebody's trying to avoid not losing. It's good. That one's a good one. The third match that we have today, the British Bangers. I always want to say the British Boufflins, but it's British Bangers going to Colorado. Or no, they're hosting. That's right, they're hosting. It's their home opener. They're hosting the Colorado Dog Trio, Brazilian Furies team. That match, I'm very excited for that one because I do my previews, which you can go on YouTube right now. If you're watching on YouTube, make a note to go watch it, like, subscribe. Just put it up today. The previews of the week ahead of us, and I love when I preview something and I say that a Pokemon is supposed to come, or I would bring, a Pokemon should be brought, and then that general manager, without knowing that's what I said, does it, right? And then they do it, and it works perfectly, almost as I predicted it, and so like, oh, yes, good. Definitely happened in the Colorado and British game. And then we closed today with the Pig's Eye Pignite hosting a friendly because Pat was away, asked for the extension, and because Didac had not had a match last week, I was like, hey, don't worry, Didac, I'll get you a match. I know you're getting antsy. You want to get in there, and I know your fans want you to get in there. Host the, I don't know, what do you call Didac? What are you calling your hometown or home stadium? Did you have a name for it?
It's the Roy Wilkins.
The Roy Wilkins, thank you. I knew there was something. The Roy Wilkins, yes. They wanted the pig pen. The pig pen at Roy Wilkins, yes. Taking on the Delaware Delphoxes, who I asked potential general manager Hobbs, if he wanted to draft himself a team from the free agents, keep it under 100, and then, battle Didac. Give Didac a match to prep for and everything. And I think Didac made a great team. I think Didac accounted for some stuff that I didn't account for. And I think that this match is going to be a good one. It's a premium match. But we are going to start our matchup with the first one of the week. As I said, the Minnesota Dorduas traveling to Arizona to take on... Why did it change that? Why did you do that? I don't know why you did that. To take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Let's take a quick look here at the Arizona Diamondbacks team for this week. They've got Dashbun, Sneasler, Iron Bundle, Gyarados, Tinglu, and Kilowattrel. I think I like how this came out. Or, not, I wouldn't say how this came out, how this looks. We got Dashbun with Leftovers, Well-Baked Body, Terror Potential for Ground. That's good. Stopping Tantrum, Body Press, Roar, Yawn, Defensive Set. Okay. All right.
No Protect this week.
No Protect this week. No, you're right, Sandy. No Protect, especially against Minnesota, whose entire offensive strategy or just game plan is damage move, go burr. Not even to scout to see if perhaps there's an option to...
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast. So how do you counter gotta go fast? I'm gonna hit you with a defensive. I'm gonna bulk up the defense. I'll roar you out and make you, again, much like last week, I'm gonna reset your entire game plan because you can't. When you get roared, you can't pick who comes out. Whoever gets roared and gets brought out, and then the yawn to put somebody asleep. So Dashbun really looking to potentially live and disrupt the Minnesota game plan. They got Sneasler here. Let's see, White Herb. There it is. I've been waiting for this. The White Herb, Unburdened, Close Combat Sneasler with Swords Dance. Now, Sandy, do you know what Unburdened does? I think we talked about this before.
Indeed. It unburdens the weight of their body, making them fast. Like
Correct.
Goku without his heavy clothes.
Correct. Yeah, speed is doubled. On a held item lost, boost is off as it switches, gets a new item ability, blah, blah. So Sneasler with Close Combat. Close Combat is a move that does a lot of damage, but it lowers your defense and special defense by 1. Johnner's having wartime flashbacks. Lowers your defenses by 1, but White Herb says, no, don't worry about that. We got you. Bam. Don't worry about that. And as soon as that does that, that speed goes from, let's see, what is it going to be at this week? 371. You can't see. Maybe I need to zoom out a little bit. So yeah. Okay, so it was a little bit. 371 to 742? Yeah, nothing. That's speed, baby. Sandy, you love quick attack, you love extreme speed, you love attacks with priority. This is probably as close as we can get without having priority. There are going to be some fast attacks if Sneasler is able to get the White Herb off and it just be dumb fast. Plus Swords Dance, a real sweeper potential here for Sneasler. Iron Bundle with the choice specs. Some good stuff here. Now, if I remember correctly, in my preview, I talked about how Iron Bundle could run a Modest Nature and use and outspeed almost everything naturally, except Weavile and Jolteon, but with a Modest Nature. Went with the Timid Nature, so that's okay. Making sure still, again, you look at that, you're probably not going to outspeed anything with a choice scarf unless you put a choice scarf on bundles. So, the option was to do modest. Maybe you could run a choice scarf as well, but I mean, look, this is also a surprisingly bulky Pokemon, so put some EVs into HP, rely on that natural physical bulk. I like Iron Bundle this week. Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, Freeze Dry, Flip Term. This is my key Pokemon for Arizona going into this week. Gyarados, love to see Gyarados come back. Intimidate, Heavy Duty Boots. I don't know. I don't hate the Heavy Duty Boots. But you're also expecting Basques to be like, oh, I can set up some spikes here. I can put some spikes up. I can put some rocks up. Maybe just an unnecessary item. Earthquake, Waterfall, Crunch, Thunder Wave, good utility. Just upped it on HP, attack, special defense. I like Intimidate. That's a good, because then you can switch in and switch out. Ting Lu, the Chopo Berry. Now, Sandy, what kind of? Now, I will tell you this: the Chopo Berry reduces the damage of a super effective move of a certain type. If I had to tell you that the Chopo Berry was like that, what type do you think the Chopo Berry is going to stop? Not stop, but reduces.
Reduces a certain type of attack?
Yes. What type? What?
I would assume Chop would be fighting.
Look at that. See, Pokemon. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That right there is why Sandy is the greatest color commentator of all time.
Now,
yes.
How PG is this stream, Grumm?
Well, I would say, I'd say like relatively PG. I mean, PG-13. I've cursed on here. Fuck it.
All right. Well, I'll use one word. What that berry looks like. It looks a little prolapsed.
Does look like a prolapsed butthole. Yes. Yeah. No, that it does. So Ting Lu having the damage from super effective attacks. So like close combat from. We saw it last week with Minnesota between close combat from Lycanroc Dusk and then high jump kick from Cinderace. Basque loves those fighting type moves. Whirlwind, a lot like Roar, and getting rid of the, not taking you out of where you want to be. Rock Slide, Spikes for hazards, Earthquake. And Vessel of Ruin makes special attacks 75% stronger, 75% as strong as they're supposed to be, so it gives them like a 25% reduction, which I think most of, right, let's see. Who'd they have last? They had Salazzle, they had Jolteon, they had Greninja, and then they had, who's their other attacker? Noivern. So they do have some special attackers, so good call there. And then Kilowattrel, speed, baby, that's timid? Yeah, 383, really fast. This is tied for second fastest in this game. But like, this is what I was talking about, like Iron Bundle with a modest nature, 136 it makes it the fastest. So be interesting to see. I don't know the maths off the top of my head. We'll see in a second when we look at Minnesota's here. But U-turn, Thunderbolt, Hurricane, Terra Blast, Water type, Terra Blast, and then Volt Absorb to just wall the Jolteon. Now, I did say in the preview, if this is the week that Basque remembers to name a Terra Captain and Terra Captains his Jolteon into an Ice type, and then we got Bolt Beam coverage. It's a little scary. Sure, Kilowattrel can be a Water type, which resists Ice type, and then it absorbs the electrical attacks, but
Kilowattrel looks like a pigeon that's trying to be the mascot for the Chargers.
It's a Wattrel. It is like a sea pigeon. I don't know what else I got there, but yeah, they do look. It does look like a pigeon trying to be the Chargers. They should be the Chargers. Whatchamacallit? Mascot.
And
And then Wise Glasses to boost its special attacks. Good there. So that is Arizona's team. Now let's take a look at the Minnesota Doduos. Same as what we've been had the last 2 weeks. Greninja with a choice specs, and again, Liquidation and Shadow Sneak on a special attacker. We'll get with Bass. Don't worry, everybody. We're gonna get with Bass. We're gonna help him out a little bit. We're gonna be like, hey Bass, here you go. The Torrent ability instead of Protean. Interesting. Or even Battle Bond. I feel like Battle Bond, if you're running a choice set, might even be better. But then again, it's once per battle. But the way that he battles, it probably would be better. We got Cinderace with Choice Band, Libero, and then Flare Blitz, U-Turn, High Jump Kick, Gunk Shot, same as what we saw before. Let's take a look at these speeds. All right, 370. What is Iron Bundle at? 396, 383, 371. All right, so we've got faster than the Cinderace naturally. Not faster than the Greninja, but that's, you weren't going to do that anyways. Lycanroc Dusk here with a Choice Scarf, 350. That becomes 525 with the Choice Scarf. Accelerock, Close Combat, Drill Run, Play Rough, and Tough Claws. So that's just ridiculous. Salazzle with Choice Specs, Corrosion, Flamethrower, Hyper Beam, Overheat, and Sludge Bomb. 366 speed. 379 Throat Spray Noivern with Frisk, Boom Burst, Dragon Pulse, Hurricane, Defog. Like Defog. I always like Defog. I like this set because this is like, hey, I'll go in and get rid of hazards for everybody so they don't get hurt. Very smart. Boot camp the league, yeah. Might have to, Johnner. Starting with you. And then Jolteon, Choice Specs, Volt Absorb, not Terra Captain. Thunderbolt, Terra Blast, despite it not being a Terra Captain. Volt Switch and Electro Ball. 394 is your speed. So that is the interesting thing here. I wanted to get to this. 394 is your speed. That's just enough to outspeed the Jolteon. I guess I wasn't right. I guess I was. That was with Amada. So maybe good call. Perhaps that's the better call. I mean, you already have the choice spec, and you're already going to hit hard. So maybe you don't need to. Maybe you can invest into HP. So look, that's why I'm here. I'm not a general manager of the league. I mean, I could be, but I'm not. Let's take a look. I thought I had this right. All right, here we go. Sandy, are you ready for our first game of Week 3, featuring the Minnesota Doduos up top and Basques team, and then AW's Arizona Diamondbacks are here down below. They're in Arizona, but it's snowing for some reason, Sandy.
I see.
It was true, because AW was in here talking about it because he had already played it. We got the lead with Lycanroc and Iron Bundle. Iron Bundle is going to be outspent here, and it goes down to a close combat. Lycanroc said, yes. Got something. Lycanroc with his 8th elimination. Taking the lead for the we'll go back. Hold on. We should be able to hear the gameplay. You shouldn't be able to hear the gameplay.
They risked the crit for the extra.
It was all right. Can you hear me now? I should be good now. I don't know why that was playing that. It shouldn't have been. Okay. All right. We should be good now. Okay. We'll go back. Wait, nope. Here's here. Okay. All right. So we've got the close combat, 45%. It's a roll. I think he got the better roll that he could have got there, but he's already -2 defense and attack, or just defense and special defense. Sneasel getting +2 attack with the Swords Dance. Lives, risked the crit there, but Lycanroc definitely going down here. Definitely going down here. And there's the close combat.
Yeah.
There's the minus to the defenses. The White Herb getting rid of it, and now Sandy, we're getting fast attacks. We're not getting quick attacks, but we're getting fast attacks. Although Bass does have a priority move, but he opts to go for the Noivern here, and Noivern's going down. Noivern didn't stand a chance. Not a chance. Not a chance. Got the Jolteon coming out. Sandy. Not a chance, Sandy. Not looking good for Bask, huh?
No, you got a priority.
Got a priority. Does have one priority. Here comes the Greninja. Now, does he click Shadow Sneak? He does get Shadow Sneak. All right. So there goes Sneasler. So he's still got it. It's 3-4. He's got fast attackers. Now, mind you, there's still the fastest attacker on the board remaining is Kilowattrel, who has a type advantage over Greninja, and that Shadow Sneaks.
Oh no.
Nope. Yup. Kilowattrel going down, or I should say Greninja going down to Kilowattrel. Kilowattrel setting itself up in a, I mean, unless there's more priority, which there could be. Cinderace could have Sucker Punch. AW doesn't know this. We know that it doesn't. Could have Sucker Punch, but it's not going to. And it got the Terra Blast. Did not want to risk the miss with a Hurricane. Went for the Terra Blast. Love that. I love that. Good counter. And then it's also super effective against Bask's final Pokemon, Salazzle, who's not going to survive this. Not going to outspeed this. That's right. That's right. I don't have the graphics for the results. I did not have time, but that is AW winning the battle 4-0. Turn 9. We got 9 turns. I think that's one of the shorter ones I think that might actually be the shortest match of the year so far. The closest other one was probably Boston versus Minnesota. But AEW, you are here. AEW, would you like, if you will, join us in the box. I'm gonna do this.
What's up?
AEW, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
2-1. Taking your differential to, like I said, I had all the answers here. I just need to find the answers here. Taking your differential to +4, which puts you in pretty good positioning. If things go in a way that's positive for you, you could be looking at a first place, not a first place, but a second place. You knocked out first place in Minnesota. How's it feeling?
Feels good. Like I said last week, Bask's a dear friend, but I really wanted to kick his ass, and I think I got there.
I think you did too. I think, Sandy, you were looking forward to this for a whole week. Was this match everything
Yes.
you thought it was going to be? And then if you have a question for AW, go ahead and ask it.
It was, because I wanted to see how the speed would be countered. And I do love the risk of taking a crit to get the double damage to just absolutely, one-shot anything that would come out.
Yeah, I mean the crits aren't super likely, so I figured I'd play my odds there and hope he didn't have any sort of priority, which I guess he did, but didn't go out to it right away. The nice thing is if he had priority, whether it be Cinderace or Greninja, I think were the two things on his team that were alive that would have had priority. I can just go out to Kilowattrel and either Terra into a water type or just click Thunderbolt. And Bass doesn't really have great options to like switch into attacks. And so the whole plan for the week was just bring my really fast stuff and just outspeed him.
Just a matter of taking his plan and flipping on its head. Like his plan is to outspeed and hit you as hard as he can without you worrying about a switch of any kind. You can't switch on him. I mean, Brazil. Chris had the matchup last week against Minnesota, and the two Pokemon that could take advantage and switch in didn't want to, because Zapdos, came in, took a hit, and then died on the next turn. Tauros Paldean had to kind of set up a little bit to take advantage of being able to hit back, but Minnesota's really been relying on just being able to hit first and hit hard enough that it hits first every turn, and doesn't have to worry about a comeback of any kind. AW, for going into this matchup, were you concerned about Jolteon potentially being named a Terra captain, and how that would affect your matchup this week?
I was a little bit. I had talked to Bask actually pre-draft, and he had mentioned wanting to just make Jolteon an ice type, essentially, just Terra Ice, Bolt Beam coverage. But then I realized I had Kilowattrel, which if I just turned it into a water type, I was immune to the electric and resisted the ice. I didn't do a lot of damage. I don't think Terra Blast like O-code or anything, but I felt comfortable enough that I could win that 1v1 if it came down to it. And then also Ting Lu can probably take a hit or two as well.
Yeah, I like the Ting Lu set. I like, especially against, even with this super effective Ice Terra Blast, its ruin ability is really kind of not neuters. I mean, it kind of counteracts the Choice Spec. So Choice Specs give you about a 30% boost, and the ruin takes about 25% reduction to all special attack, and so it kind of balances out. I mean, it'll be a little bit harder than normal, but I mean that's why you got Ting Lu still takes a lot of hits regardless. So you can counter back, and you were in pretty good shape. Next week you take on I had it again. I have it all the answers, and then I look away from it. You take on British. You take on the Bangers, who we'll talk about later today. Quick glance, have you given who on the Bangers are you the most concerned of? They have a lot of defensively powerful Pokemon with a little mixed in attack, but who on the British Bangers are you concerned about the most?
Are you worried about their Pikachu, and why not?
I was setting.
Thank you for asking me. You asked the same question and also gave my answer. I'm most scared of that Pikachu. I gotta imagine if it can get to like +6, it might do a good 50% to my Ting Lu, which is pretty terrifying. Ting Lu takes a lot of hits. Taking 50% in one's kind of scary. But I'm just we'll do our best. We'll get the boys and girls ready, and hope that we just don't see the Pikachu. I feel like if the Pikachu doesn't come, that's half the battle.
But what about a quick attack Pikachu?
See, now I'm worried. Now you got me worried. I was prepared for the electric type attacks, light ball. To be honest, I don't remember what else Pikachu really gets.
It does get Surf and Extreme Speed, so it gets even faster.
It does get Surf. Okay, I couldn't remember if that was actually like a legal move.
Yes,
there's a surfing Pikachu way back in the day. So
there's
Surf
in the actual game. There is a terrestrialized Raichu that has Surf, and you can breed Surf onto a Pichu.
This is getting scared by the second, honestly.
Yeah, I'd be worried.
I think at this point, like, it's just we just hope the Pikachu doesn't show up and like deal with the Toxapex, Garganacl, Screamtail stall. That just sounds more fun.
Really, between a rock and a hard place, between having to face
I can't
Light
win.
Ball Pikachu or Garganacl, Toxapex, Quagsire, Screamtail.
No matter what my opponent brings, that the for sure thing is I will not be having fun while they do it.
Well, we'll have fun.
Their team is perfectly crafted to just not make me have fun.
No,
which I have to respect. That is a talent. I will
say this: I believe Minnesota and British play at some point this year, and if they don't, that is a travesty that I'm going to fix.
That's a real
week 8,
conflicting
baby.
Ideologies.
Week 8, baby. Can't wait. I already know what the premium matchup there is.
It's like sending a college team that runs the triple into like Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Two completely different ideas of how the sport works.
Yeah, no, this is going to be it. That'll be a lot of fun. But that's week 8. Week 4 is even next week. Week 3, AW gets the first win of the week, moves to 2-1. Minnesota moves also to 2-1. But it's funny now. I believe you guys are tied at 2-1, and I believe that gives you the tiebreaker over him. So that's good for you. That gives you a nice little feather in your cap.
Listen, anything that gives me an advantage over Basque, I will happily take.
With Basque not here, what was their reaction to getting shit on?
I can tell you.
Let me go check the tapes real quick. Let's see here.
Let's see if their AW has
his immediate reaction. His immediate reaction was, "How fucking fast is that thing?" Couldn't. I had to ask for clarification.
So I was gonna say, which one? You only had 2 of them in there.
I thought he meant Sneasler after Unburden. That was
Yeah.
my assumption, because like he went out to like Jolteon and Noivern, which would be faster otherwise.
Correct. Yes.
But no, he was talking about Kilowattrel.
I mean, look, the hats off to Basque. He's in the trade machine right now, looking at Kilowattrel, be like, all right, okay, it's flying.
If there's one thing I know about Basque and his habits, is that he will use that trade machine. I'm sure he's got like a big salary chart graph up there. He's like,
Yes.
Kilowattrel's going to hit free agency. We've got 4 million cap space. Get a team friendly deal.
He has earmarked a solid $15 million to throw on day 0 of free agency at Kilowattrel.
Yep.
I did say my instant reaction when I got the pace from Basque was, dang, if you had gone to Greninja sooner with the Shadow Sneak. And he said, yep, totally brain farted. So he, when Greninja came out, he said, oh, that's right. So it could have changed it a little bit.
Yeah, it could have made it a little more interesting.
But it is what it is. It's a 4-0 victory for Arizona, and it's a loss. It's a hey, it worked. Proof of concept is there for Basque. You just got to tweak it a little bit. It's
a real wake up call.
Yeah. But hey, look, 2 wins early in the season, already in the top half of the league, 2-1. Because the other half of the league is either going to be 1-2 or 0-3. So you're going to be all right. That's having an early lead is good. But AW, thank you for joining us again. Congratulations on your week 3 victory. Good luck in week 4. We look forward to having you back next week to break down and ask you about your battle, pal.
Appreciate it.
I love your root beer.
Oddly enough, I don't.
I love root beer. I do love AW. I'm more of a mug man myself, but it's neither here nor there. We're getting
I prefer Barks.
We're getting in the weeds of things a little bit. We do though have our next game ready. Root beer is gross. How dare you, John? In fact, how dare you? I'm going to dock you a point from this match.
He's correct. He's correct.
How dare you? I'm gonna, you know what? Basque won 4-0. Corruption at its best, folks. No, we have our second matchup this week. We've got the Corpus Christi Crobats hosting for the first time this season their home opener, taking on the Long Island Ducklets. We'll take a look at the Corpus Christi team here. We've got a similar 5 that they brought. They brought the first 5 they brought every week so far. They had Serena week 1 last week. Who did they have last week? They had why am I blanking? I literally just looked at it. Scroll down here. Was it week? Raichu, Alolan Raichu. There we go. They had a Alolan Raichu last week, and this week they've got Rillaboom. So we'll get that in a little bit. We got Primate, Eviolite Primate. So Johnner probably was hoping or expecting the crit machine Primate to come back. Did not. Stealth Rock, Body Slam, Rock Slide, Close Combat, Max Speed, Max Attack. Basically the same one as last week. Spoilers. The same one as last week. With Vital Spirit. That's good. Great call here. Although I'm trying to think. I don't think there's a lot of sleep inducing coming from Long Island, so you could have gotten away with either an Anger Point here or Defiant. I love that anger point. It raises attack 12 stages just in case you've been down to -6. It's like, no, we're getting you to +6. We'll get you +6. Don't worry. But Defiant's pretty good, lower, especially when your attack is lower or your stats are lowered. Agatha, the Miss Magus, Covert Cloak, Hex, Will-O-Wisp, Dazzling Gleam, Taunt, just some good stuff here. Again, the plus in the attack. I don't know what's going on here. Not that it matters. You're not putting it you're making it bulky, so I guess it makes sense. Sir Jamie, the Gallade, Expert Belt, Light Screen, Psycho Cut, Will-O-Wisp, Brick Break, been really good at setting up screens and getting some statuses on. So Gallade's been pretty good and efficient at its role. Red the Gyarados, Leftovers, Blaze, Earthquake, Flamethrower, Dragon Dance, and Dragon Pulse. Gabby the Garchomp. I almost did it again. I almost called it a Gabite, but it's Garchomp. Rough Skin, Heavy Duty Boots, Earthquake, Stealth Rock, Swords Dance, Outrage. And then the different here. We got Meadow Plate, Grassy Surge, Rillaboom. Bulk Up, Knock Off, Drum Beating, Brick Break. Good lord. Just doubling up on the grass boost here, because Metal Plate gives it a 20% boost to your grass types, grass type moves. Grassy Surge gives, I think, a 50%. I called Charizard a Gyarados? No, I didn't.
You 100% did.
No, I definitely said Red the Charizard. Definitely said that. Don't look back on the thing. Don't check the tapes.
Oh, I'm going to clip that.
Don't check the tapes. Check the tapes. Yeah. Max attack, max speed, jolly nature. So 255. I think the fastest mon is Agatha here, the Miss Magus, but a lot of decent speed here. Got some 3 over 300, and then you've got Rillaboom at 295. I'm surprised Grassy Glide did not go here. Grassy Glide on grassy terrain makes it a priority move and gives it a boost because it's a grass type move. So I like what Corpus Christi did here. Sandy, you have any? Or you go? I'll let you. Sandy, you don't work. You go get that clip of me saying Gyarados, which totally didn't happen. And I'll take care of the preview for Long Island. Long Island bringing back Landorus. So I said bring back Landorus. Bringing back Landorus with a Rocky Helmet, max attack, max HP, into Stealth Rock, Earthquake, U-Turn, and Stone Edge like that. Great defensive, great typing for a Rocky Helmet. Ground flying, it's only weak to ice and water. And so basically any most 2 non-special, but other than that, you can switch in on really anything that is a physical attack and take it pretty well. 218, so not going to be the fastest. We've got the Glaive at 364, fastest. Choice Specs, all right. The Choice Specs, Quark Drive. Moonblast, Psychic, Shadow Ball, Close Combat. Interesting. I guess the thought process is there's no real strong. I guess it does get worse here, right? Yeah. I guess maybe it's just the I don't know. Okay. All right. Interesting call there, but I'm a big fan of Iron Valiant. Very fast, very strong. Choice Specs going to do a lot of damage. Naive nature. So not getting just going, hey, we already suck at special defense. Let's just max out the speed, which I wonder if you needed to do that. What's the special attack minus special defense one? Rash 331. Did need it though. Did need it then. Good. All right. Definitely you did need that. Because that would have put you slower than, right? Where is it? Rash. Oh, it's too slow and you don't have VODs on. I don't have VODs on? I should have VODs on. Yeah, no, you definitely, okay. Got the speed you needed. Naive, all right. And you're already getting the boost with Choice Spec, so you don't really need it. I could have sworn I had VODs on. I guess not. You have to go and look at the live on YouTube and record it that way. They do clips on YouTube. I think I have it. I don't know if I do. Slacking, the normal Terra threat. Very scary, very fast. The only thing that outspeeds Slacking here are Miss Magus and the Garchomp. We learned from last week. We've got knockoff. We got knockoff now. Learning from the last week's run-in with the ghost type when I did not have anything worthwhile, said, "Oh wait, I'm also going to put Ice Punch just in case there's a grass ghost." Just really like that. Really like that change there. Hisuian Electrode, Life Orb, Volt Switch, Giga Drain, Leaf Storm, and Terra Blast with Static. This is the fastest thing. The Electrode is the fastest. Oh no, sorry, Regieleki, then Electrode are the fastest mons in the league. Maxed out its special attack, good call. Also just great because you can do Leaf Storm. You get the -2 on your special attack, but you can switch out before it really does any. You take some recoil from Life Orb, but you can get some in there. You don't have to give out a free switch. Get a little bit of chip. That's good. Samurott. Ooh, Focus Sash this week. All right, Focus Sash, Ceaseless Edge, Razor Shell Knockoff, and Sucker Punch. All right, very strong. 3 dark type moves. I can change. I'm not saying you can't. That's a nice adaptation. Some nice Focus Sash. That'll be that. I mean, look, that means you get off 2 Ceaseless Edges because you maxed out your speed. You only have to worry about 3 and then a speed tie with the Rillaboom. So better hope you win that speed tie. And then making it its season debut, the Assault Vest Spirit Tomb. Infiltrator. I love Infiltrator. If you have Infiltrator on your Pokemon and you don't run it unless you're Dragapult, I don't know what you're doing. Infiltrator's so good. It just ignores substitutes and screens and everything and said, nah, we're good. Shadow Ball, Dark Pulse, Psyshock, and Sucker Punch. Max special attack, max HP. Its Dark Ghost typing is really good. The only thing it'll be weak to is to Fairy. Insert Mickey Mouse special to I don't know why you put I would have just put it in like attack since you have Sucker Punch, but Psyshock, a good call here. Shadow Ball and Dark Pulse for the stab. This is going to Shadow Ball is great for Galage. Psyshock also good for Primeape. Actually, if I go and look at this, Psyshock is good against 3. Not bad. Okay. Do not get on my case over 4 points. I'm just saying it's interesting you put it in its slowest thing because you went and said, hey, the Glaive special defense is the worst, so I'm going to drop its special defense. But then you said, let me go put 1 point of speed into the slowest mon in the game. Some things were more last minute. This is true. Johnner did message me and said there was a last minute change and then showed me what the new paste was. So that is that. Also, I forgot to go through the predictions. I have Long Island in this one. The community correctly got AW, Arizona winning. Minnesota, it was by 1 vote. The community, though, could not come to a concise decision on the Corpus Christi Crobats and the Long Island Ducklets. Tied it up at 50%. So that'll be we're going to see who gets it. We're going to see who gets this. So let's do this. Let us do the game. Let us do the game. Sandy, last minute predictions. What are you thinking?
I think my boy Johnner's going to win.
Yeah, you think Johnner's going to win?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We've got Long Island, and we've got Long Island up top. We've got Corpus Christi on the bottom. And let's go get these. Let's go get this started. We got the battle starting off. Primeape again leading. That's 3 straight weeks in a row that Primeape is being led for Corpus Christi. The Glaive will start a great counter here. Great counter. The fairy typing. It goes for Psychic, which doesn't get the kill. Although I don't think Apollo is going to be able to do much. Gets Stealth Rock up, so that's good. That is good in the long, that'll help. That'll get some value for Primeape. Swapping out. Oh, saving Primeape for later. Garchomp swapping in and is going to take a Psychic for 44%. Could get a kill off. Could get a counter here. Here comes the Landorus with the Intimidate. And do we get a setup or do we go for an attack here by Corpus Christi? Go for the attack. The Earthquake immune. The Landorus is immune, but it takes a chunk of health for that outrage. It's good thing it got rid of got that Intimidate off, especially now the Stealth Rock goes up and Garchomp's going to get another hit. There is a roll here. Oh, did not get it. So close. Very close. And there's the counter. Sometimes you want to roll. You want the roll. You ask for the roll. That's 2 times we did not get a roll for somebody, and it led to them losing a Pokemon. Agatha comes out though. Good for Agatha. Agatha outspeeds, gets the kill. It's the knockout. In revenge, it's 5-5. You like that if you're Corpus Christi. You only took a little bit of damage there from the rocks. Out comes Samurott, also taking damage from the rocks. Let's see what we do. We got the burn. Ooh, that's ballsy. We know that Samurott has 3 dark type of moves. It saves it. Oh, if they hit, if Miss Mages hits a Dazzling Gleam, Samurott's Focus Sash is ignored because it's below 100. The swap it's so low. It's so low. It should have just misses the Ceaseless Edge. Oh no, this is a speed tie, by the way. This is a speed tie. Samurott and the Rillaboom are at the same speed, so hopefully, if you are Long Island, you're hoping to get your attack off first, but you're unable to. Corpus Christi taking down Samurott with a very strong drum beating. Overkill on the drum beating a little bit, if you ask me. But it is 4-5 Corpus Christi, but they've got 2 Pokemon who I think are dead to rocks. So that's not great. Terra Ice. We got Terra Ice by the Electrode with the Terra Blast. Outspeed, like I said, this is why you want especially if you're a fast electric type, that just turn that entirely on his head. Rillaboom going down, it is now 4-4, and they've got the Swift out, and the Swift is ready to do damage. No, I forgot to mention, no heavy dudes on the Charizard, and that's what we talked about last week, Sandy. If you don't have them on, those rocks are going to do half your health, and I don't think Charizard would have lived that with full health, to be honest. And that's just bad manners. That's just bad manners. Bringing out Slacking to clean up. Said, let me get some of these. I
imagine Johnner in that exact pose at this point in the match.
Johnner does have a. I mean, it's basically 1-on-4, and that's definitely not good because Sir Jamie's walled. We know that Sir Jamie has Brick Break and Psycho Cut, and the Soul resists both of those moves. Got to get the Will-O-Wisp up, I guess, but I just don't know. Hey, all right, those where there's a will. There's a way, not really. There's nothing Sir Jamie can do here except die, pass out, be eliminated. There's a wisp. Where there's a wisp, there is a way. This is true. There is true. There was 2 wisps. There's 2 statuses. Corpus Christi liking to get those burns, cuts out the damage. The light screen goes up, so now physical attacks are halved by the Soul, and special attacks are now halved. But Psycho Cut immune does not affect the dark typing of Spirit Tomb. And Shadow Ball takes down Sir Jamie the Gallade. There are 2 Pokemon left, and they are both very low, both very susceptible to both the spikes and the rocks that are on the field. The rocks taking down Miss Magius. That is an elimination for Landorus. Infiltrator, you're right, John. Our Infiltrator goes right through that. And then the Primate takes reduced damage from the rocks, but does go down to the spikes. Oh, 3 Pokemon going down in a single turn. That's right.
That's rough.
It's a brutal way to end brutal game. GG's in the chat for our 2 competitors, Johnner and CJ. Just a rough ending there for CJ. That's why the value of hazards, because it was 5-4, but 2 of the Pokemon were pretty low, so then it's 3-4, and then Johnner can position his Pokemon a little bit better because he doesn't have to worry about losing Pokemon to rocks, especially ones that would probably have super effective damage. Probably would have been better to leave the Mismagius in on the Samurott and go for the Dazzling Gleam that turn. I guess the thought was like you're afraid of Sucker Punch maybe, but I don't know. Sandy, what was your takeaway from that game?
Well, kind of a question. I don't understand swapping out a Pokemon when you're that low on health. Like how often does that actually benefit you?
So here I'll go to the first one. The first one we had here was the Primeape, right? Turn 1 sets up, takes a Psychic, then sets up the rocks. At this point, it is beneficial is going along with what you're saying, with what you're asking. It is beneficial probably to just let Apollo the Primeape go down here. You have another fighting type.
They're spending their action to swap. So whatever comes out takes a hit.
Correct. And sometimes that works. Sometimes if you have immunities, like if there was a dark type on Corpus Christi, that would be good. We saw Johnner do that a couple times, swapped in the flying type Landorus to take on an Earthquake, got a free switch in. Swapped in Spirit Tomb on a Brick Break. Spirit Tomb's a ghost type to get a free switch in. It works if you have a free switch in, or if a Pokemon can just simply take that attack. Now, like Garchomp here, Garchomp is going to take a Choice Specs Max Special Attack Psychic from Iron Valiant, and he's going to be able to live another one, even if he gets outsped, he will be able to live another one and do damage. I don't know if Earthquake would knock it out from full health. I haven't done the calc on that, but if you look at it and you are Corpus Christi, this Iron Valiant is a problem. You need it off the field as quick as possible. Now, I don't know. I would have said, hey, Primeape, you got the rocks up, pal. Your job is good. And I'm surprised that given the amount of Pokemon that are weak to Moonblast, I am surprised that Johnner did not go with Moonblast on turn 1. Moonblast would have knocked out the Primeape the first turn. Fairy type defeats Fighting type. And then you're locked into it, and the only Pokemon on that side of the field that resists it is Charizard. And the only but maybe Mismagius or Rillaboom can live it, and hit back strong, which that you have to answer with that. But going for Psychic over Moonblast, we'll talk to Johnner about that in a little bit. Now, the other one I want to bring up to answer your question as to why it's important or why you would switch, right? So I would let Agatha stay in and hope that I get a good roll on a Dazzling Gleam, especially knowing now that Samurott goes for Ceaseless Edge and misses. So there's a chance that they miss, and you're like, okay.
Also,
good.
Spikes and rocks are out, so you can't bring them back at this point.
No. So the reason why in this position, what somebody might do is when you get in a position like this is the position ideally where you would do this, but you'd also have more Pokemon for this. you swap into one of your 2 weak Pokemon to get yourself a clean switch back in, right? Or like say Rillaboom wasn't dead, right? Wasn't eliminated, wasn't knocked out. And you still have Rillaboom here and they're at 88%. But you have so you'd swap Apollo or Agatha in, they would get knocked out. The Soul would then go for their move, but there's nobody there to hit. So then the next turn, then you get to send out Rillaboom, and then it's a new turn, and Rillaboom is faster than Spirit Tomb sans a Sucker Punch. So the reason why you would take a Pokemon out who's low health is to save them for a sacrifice to put yourself in a better position. Unfortunately for Corpus Christi, they were not in a good position at all by the time they got to a point where they needed to sacrifice one of those Pokemon. At this point, it is game over. You switch in either one of these Pokemon, they're dead, and Sir Jamie can't hit this Pokemon. So it is it was unfortunate that it got to that point, but that is why you would switch a Pokemon out when they're low. When finishing them, if the roles were reversed and say Agatha was low health first, I would maybe switch Agatha out and then go with whatever Pokemon. But in that situation, Primeape, I'm not. He's not doing much for me anyways, because as soon as sure, at that point, there's no rocks, so you're thinking, oh, he's not going to put up rocks, but he ends up putting up rocks and getting a spike down. And if it was just rocks and not a spike, Primate's faster. It's going for Rock Slide, and maybe you get it, but at that point, if there's no rocks up or there's no spike up, you're dead to a Sucker Punch. So it wasn't a great spot for Corpus Christi. They're going to move it to 1 and 2. Long Island is going to move to 2 and 1, and they're going to be they're behind Arizona by a single elimination. They have +3 differential. We're going to get our winning general manager, Johnner1223, the Long Island Ducklets general manager, in the box here. Hello, Johnner. Welcome.
Hello.
Do you have anything you would like to say to Sandy?
Yeah, Sandy, this match kind of just shows a lot of the difference between experience, old experience, and new experiments. Because now some Pokemon can do things they couldn't do before, and people want to play with it. I've made it apparently clear every week. I'm not here to play. I'm here to win.
Sandy, any response?
I mean, that's a little over my head. I guess you're just I ain't doing that. I'm
saying I have experience. I've been playing.
Boomer.
I played Smogon battles the day they came out. I was there. Diamond Pearl. I've been doing this for a while. I took a break. Yes, got a lot of rust. Sneasel took a lot of rust off. Let me just say that. I'll be the first to admit, Sneasel made me think a lot. I went to this match specifically looking at every Pokemon list, looking at the ones I didn't know, what could be a threat to me. I brought everything to counter those threats.
You did.
Electrode was there to take out Garchomp and Rillaboom. Didn't have to take out Garchomp. I could have saved Landorus. I could have just swapped right back into Iron Valiant, immune to Outrage, and hit anything that came in hard. But what looks better? Just watching 3 Pokemon just go down to Spikes and Stealth Rocks, or just going out without losing them on?
I mean,
I go for the flash. A win's a win.
Well, you gotta. Well, you're technically 2 and 1 tied, but because you let some Pokemon die, you're not up in the standings.
That's true. That is true. Sandy with putting you right on the spot there, Johnner. You letting Landorus go down is the difference between you tied with Arizona currently at 2 and 1, and you actually tied with Arizona and Minnesota at 2 and 1 with +4, and where you currently sit, which is behind the 2 of them at 2 and 1 +3. Do you think that that will change? Much like how Sneasler made you change how you prep, is this going to make you change how you play in game, because you were before this match at 7th. You are now at 2-1, likely to be above the playoff cut line. But if it gets tight and you're looking back and you're 1 or 2 away from not being in the playoffs, are you going to think about these kind of games where you decide to let somebody go and get eliminated, even though you could have saved them?
I think I'll answer it with the rust is coming off. I'm getting out of the mindset of back in the chat room days. I'm taking this a little more seriously now. I think next week will be a fun week.
All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. So basically, what you're saying for those who are transcribing this interview, you can simply say, "Yeah, John ain't gonna let that happen again. That's going to
Fun's
be a
over.
change. That fun's over. No more entertaining. No more memeable moments like somebody losing their last 2 Pokemon to hazards. No. But I will say this, right, John? I'm looking at the stats. Your team is very well. Like, you don't have, like, Minnesota has Lycanroc, who has 8. Roaring Moon at this present moment has 7. King Gambit has, I believe, 6 for the Aussie Illusion, right? Sneasler has a lot now, and Kilowattrel has a couple now. But your Pokemon, you have 2 Pokemon tied for 3 knockouts with Slacking, and now Landorus T with the rocks getting the knockout, which is good. But then you've
Technically, Samurai also got the knockout with the spikes.
Correct. Yes, I was going to get that. Iron Treads has 2, and then Dragonite, Spirit Tomb, Samurott all have 2. Electrode, Hisuian Electrode now has 2 knockouts, getting them both in this game. Why is your team so balanced in its knockouts compared to some other teams?
Again, I think when it comes to experience, I think a lot of people have a lot of VGC experience. Maybe I think a lot of people have, like a lot of people have been playing Nuzlocke. I have competitive team building for singles. So when it comes to single battling, I'm building. All right, who's going to take the physical hits, special hits? What's my types looking like? Who can do what? When I built my team, that's what was going into. It wasn't what's one cool Pokemon that I want, get that, and then just whoever I can pick up. I picked up each member at each point because of what they can do.
I like the confidence in the thing. Before my last
close combat. No, the reason for close combat because it's got great attack stat.
Yeah.
And so you send in a special defense wall to block it. Now you get hit for close combat.
All right, good call. You know what? I stand corrected. Good. That is why I'm not a general manager right now. I'm in here. I'm in the box. I talk about the games. I talk about the games.
That lanes, I agree.
That's right. Sandy, before I get to my last question, do you have any questions for Johnner?
Yeah. How many more losses are you going to take this season?
None. No more losses. Sneasel got the 1 loss, and that was the wake up call.
Okay. I like the confidence. I like the confidence, especially going into next week. You're going to be in the premium matchup again after last week's. You and San Antonio, the Sveal, who currently at this present moment are 2-0. And they have a matchup against Birmingham, but next week they face you. Next week, you are going to tackle the weather, the rain potential, maybe the sun. San Antonio has run the sun for both of their games to extremely pleasant for them results. How are you prepared to deal with the Walking Wake, Roaring Moon, Torkoal, Volcanion, Volcarona, and potentially Pelipper, Overquill, and just how are you prepared? All of them. How are you prepared for San Antonio?
I will be an honest man. I think out of all the teams in the league, I think this one probably got some of the best picks in terms of building multiple teams. Mm-hmm. Where a lot of teams, including mine, each you kind of know which are the guaranteed mons to be in there every week and who can kind of float. But those floaters, I usually float with someone who can do what they do, just with different types. This team, I got to think about what weather's coming out, because it's either one or the other. It's not. I think it would be ridiculous to see a dual weather week. I think that would, as interesting as that can be, that's taking away a lot of potential power. So I'm going to be thinking about what possible weathers I'm going to be dealing with, but hopefully have the answers for both.
All right. Well, good luck to you for your next week's battle. Congratulations to being 2-1. Congrats on getting back to above 500. And just thank you for another great match in the DSPL. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And thank you, Sandy, for coming in here and asking the questions that a lot of people need to hear. I'm not saying that sarcastically. It's just my voice and the alcohol.
That's right. I have to ask the hard-hitting questions.
Gotta ask.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. I will say this. I would not be surprised to see a rain. I've said this before, the double weather doesn't work. But San Antonio might prove me and others wrong, because they do have two Pokemon who, in Volcanion and Walking Wake, who benefit from both the rain and the sun. And then you have your two setters, and then you still have room for two other mons, somebody who takes advantage of the rain and somebody who takes advantage of the sun. Like, I wouldn't, as weird as this sounds, like, I would be very scared if San Antonio were to bring, say, Torkoal, Walking Wake, Volcanion, Pelipper, Roaring Moon, and Overquill. Because it's like, yeah, okay. It's like, yeah, all right. Okay, we're a little scary days. But that's next week, potentially. If Burger decides to bust it out for a tough matchup. But that's next week. This week, we have our third matchup. This one, very fun. A very fun matchup between Colorado and British Bangers. I do, though, have to get the sheets back together, because I accidentally X'd out of that window. Where are we at? I want this one, and I want this one. The British Bangers, they're hosting for the first time this season. They're hosting. We've got, by the way, Oren is in the chat, and then Brazilian Fury is in the box with us, Sandy, for if you have potential questions for them. But let's look at the teams. We'll take a first look at the home team, British Bangers. They've changed it up this week, Sandy.
I predicted Oren to win,
Yep.
So if they don't, I'm going to have a talk with them.
All right. Okay, you heard it here, folks. Sandy threatening violence. No, not violence, just a stern talking to. They've changed it up this week, Sandy. So last we saw them was week 1. They had Toxapex, Garganacl, Meowscarada, and then they had Screamtail, Honchkrow, and Bramblegast. And they brought back Toxapex, Garganacl, and Meowscarada. We've got an all status move Toxapex with Toxic Spikes, Recover, Haze, and Toxic. Very interesting. Taunt definitely shuts this down. We'll see if Colorado has anybody with Taunt. Garganacl, who was their week 1 stud. They just were. I believe they were one of the. Where is it? Nope. That is the answer.
I also see the Quagsire.
Yes. Garganacl had a knockout along with Honchkrow, but just a very strong defensive move, mon here. Garganacl, Iron Defense, Body Press, Salt Cure, Recover, Purifying Salt, Leftovers. Look at this defense stat: 394, 404 HP. That's disgusting. That is disgusting. Especially with Body Press, because Body Press uses your defensive stat, not your attack stat. And then Salt Cure. Salt Cure is a weak move, but it does passive damage. And it does passive damage for as long as that Pokemon is out there. It's not like a Wrap or a a fire spin or a magma storm. It does that as long as the Pokemon that got hit with it is out there. So that's that. Let's go to Quagsire. Look at this. You like this Quagsire, Sandy?
I mean, look at the little guy.
Rocky helmet.
He's derpy as all hell. He's got to be good.
He's gonna have a helmet on too. He's coming here for safety.
Oh, he's got a hat.
He's got a little hat. That's right. Quagsire got a little hat. He's got counter. See, this is all right. I like this. I like Earthquake, Toxic, Recover, and Counter.
Okay, tell me about counter and why it doesn't beat every other move in the game.
Okay.
You can't call a move counter, and it can't just counter anything ever.
So counter only counters physical attacks. So if you were to use Water Gun, it doesn't work, right? But if you were to use Aqua Jet on Quagsire, then counter would take the damage done by Aqua Jet and double it up and hit it back. So for example, Garganacl can hit, with Body Press, it's a physical move. But Abomasnow, Leaf Storm is a special move. So it only works on special or on physical attack moves. There is a special attack version of counter. It's called Mirror Coat. And then there's a move called Metal Burst. No, is it Metal Burst? Or Metal
Okay,
Sound?
Here's the important question.
Yes.
If they get one shot by a physical attack, does the damage still?
No.
I'll see that. I call shenanigans.
Gotta live it. You gotta live it. But if you get knocked out, you can't counter, right? Like you can't counter punch me. If I punch you so hard, it would knock you out, right? Like that's the thought process to it. But if I don't knock you out and you counter punch me with double my momentum, you're gonna knock me out. So that's the thought process here. Because Quagsire, it does the amount of damage like number wise. So say Quagsire is at full health and gets hit for 200 points. It is now doing 400 points in return. That's how it works. It doesn't do it on percentage wise. It does it on pure numbers. So Pokemon with a higher HP stat counters a better move. That's why Wobbuffet has it. It's his whole gimmick is that its HP is like super high, but its defenses and everything are down so that it takes a lot of damage but can hit back with either counter or Magic Coat.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a Pokemon that's literally just based off that punching bag that
Correct.
can't get knocked down.
Yes, correct. And Unaware is great because this Unaware ignores other Pokemon stats when taking or doing damage. So if you could that Sneasler that we saw earlier today, that Swords Danced, it wouldn't have mattered. All that extra attack would not have mattered. Quagsire with his derpy face and his little funny little hat.
I love that. That's my new favorite thing.
Yeah. Go ahead, pal. Go ahead. Keep buffing yourself
so,
up. I don't care.
He is so derpy and ignorant. He gives zero fucks.
That's right. He's got a little hat, but I like the Rocky helmet as well. Again, it's good synergy here. We're gonna put some investment into HP and defense. We're gonna put some recover on here. We're gonna put a Rocky helmet on. So even if you do live the counter, like you're taking some damage in hitting Quagsire, then Quagsire has the ability to knock you back with double the damage you did. You're probably going to die. So great from there. I like the Quagsire with Garganacl and Toxapex is very annoying. I mean, AW is alluding to it a little bit. Toxapex, Garganacl, Quagsire, Screamtail are very annoying defensive Pokemon. I mean, we have Toxapex here who has Regenerator, so the Regenerator ability, you leave and you come back with a third of your maximum HP restored. So Toxapex could go in, take a couple shots, come back out, and then you're like, all right, well, Toxapex was almost dead. Like, that's a saving grace. Like, I chipped it down. It's within one shot. Nope, it comes back out, and you're like, oh, I have to do it again. Garganacl, like we said, high HP, stupid high defense, and unlike some other like rock type Pokemon, like its special defense is not bad. 90 base special defense is not bad. And then we got some Meowscarada makes a return. Meowscarada last time took a one shot from our Aura Sphere and didn't really get to do much. But this week, hopefully, we get to see it do a little bit. Flower Trick, Knockoff, U-Turn, Play Rough, Choice Band. 345, very fast. I think this is going to be the.
With play rough, definitely smash.
Knock it off. See what I did there? And then Obama Snow is coming out. Rocky Helmet on Obama Snow with snow warning, and I like this. It doesn't have counter, but in Gen 9 they changed the hail mechanic to snow. So now it's instead of hailing, it's snowing, and snow gives a defense boost, a 50% defense boost to all ice types in the snow when it is snowing. So now this Obama Snow is not just 245. That's why I didn't do damage with it. Fuck's sake. What are you talking about? What? What are you looking? Oren already looking at this. I can't wait to hear what Oren said. But its defense here, 245. Its defense, like it increases its defense by a half or by 50%, which makes it what? What's that? 360 something. So I thought it was like hail and did damage. No. They changed it. They changed it, Oren. So yeah, Rocky Helmet, Leaf Storm, 130 base power, lowers your special attack by 2. But I like Leech Seed, Protect, Substitute. Again, I like that the bangers are just leaning into being complete and utter dickheads to fight. Protect, Substitute, Leech Seed, Stall with Rocky Helmet in the snow. Yeah. And then just in case, I will hit you with Leaf Storm. Although the better move in this instance, the one thing I would change to this set would be from Leaf Storm to Blizzard. Blizzard is 100% accurate in the snow. It does just as much as Leaf Storm. It doesn't have the negative effect of lowering your special attack by 2. That would be the one change I would make to this if I were you, Oren. Ice is a better type. It is a good type. Ice is a much better type now. Yeah. Arcanine, Life Orb, Intimidate. Look at this doggo. Sandy, look at this good doggo. It's got Play Rough, Flare Blitz, Extreme Speed, and Will-O-Wisp. It's just a good dog.
Oh, yeah. Extreme Speed, 10 out of 10.
That's right. I knew you would like that. Yeah. So we got the almost max attack. Interesting that going with the slow speed, I think this is a mistake. But we'll see. I do like again, defenses and whatnot. A lot of investment in defenses for this week, which we might not be the best thing. Colorado does have some very good special attackers. So maybe they'll be missing they might be missing the special defense of Screamtail this week. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. And their opponent this week, Colorado. They have the Scizor. They have the mascot of British. Winner keeps Scizor. That's the rule here. Unofficial rule. Winner keeps Scizor here. Scizor with leftovers, technicians, bullet punch, aerial ace, brick break, and swords dance. Slow. No investment in the speed, but you're okay there because I've said this force trade will be a unique feature. Yeah, it's like you lost your Pokemon. Faster than Toxapex, faster than Garganacl, faster than Quagsire, not faster than Abomasnow. So it's faster than 3 of the Mons, but not the other 3, including the one that it's quad weak to.
I didn't think about this last week, but can you just like one shot Scizor with like throw a rock at it?
No, but with fire you can. Yes, when you light a match next to it, it spontaneously.
Well, that's not how rock paper scissors works.
No, but it's steel types work. That's why they don't like use rock. Like rock beats scissors because it breaks the scissors, right? But it doesn't break the steel. But as we all know, fire melts steel. Oh God, that joke. I like that joke. It was a good joke. But it should, right? Because steel should be. You're right. I'm a petition for Game Freak to change steel being weak to rock. Because otherwise, yeah, paper is grass, and paper beats rock.
Well, this is also a bug type, and a rock is just gonna squish a bug.
Yeah, it should. We're gonna petition. We'll make that petition. One of their special attackers of Colorado, the Tornadus Therian, which I believe is leading their team in knockouts. Yes, they are. Tornadus has 2 knockouts on the season, which gives Colorado the lead. Leads Colorado Life Orb, Hurricane, Nasty Plot, Focus Blast, Heat Wave. I think this is the set that they've been running, that Chris has been running with Tornadus for the last 3 weeks. I like it. Maxing out its speed again, 375. Puts you. I think the only thing that's faster than it is Meowscarada, right? 340. No, not even. Oh no. Even though it could have, but no investment there. Might cost it. If that hurricane lands, woo-wee, that Meowscarada is gonna be hurted. Another special attacker, Zapdos, still going with the speed and the special attack. All right, okay. This week I think you can get away with it. Weak to the ice typing, but this goes back to look, and now that I have the previews, guys, the previews I changed for those who haven't watched yet. I changed the previews. I changed it up a little bit on how the previews look on YouTube. Now you can see where your opponent's like speed tier is, for everybody except Pig's Eye and Cambridge, because I put it at the end of the I put it at the end of the. I put the graphic at the end of the preview, or towards the end of the preview, and because I wasn't going to make an entirely new thing for a team that's doing a one-off, I was like, I'll do that next. Cambridge and Pig's Eye will get theirs for next week. But you can look at it and see where your team ranks in terms of base speed, and then from there you can get an idea of where your Pokemon rank. Like, again, base speed 100. Just going off of this, faster than Toxapex, faster than Garganacl, not faster than Meowscarada, faster than Quagsire, faster than Abomasnow, faster base speed wise than Arcanine. But you're not really worried about Arcanine. The person you're worried about, is Quagsire and Garganacl. So you can get away with a little bit more investment into defenses and whatnot than some speed. Again, that just goes into team building. Tauros, Paldean, Tauros, Blaze, or Blaze, Paldean, Tauros is how I've been saying it. Is this a scary bull to you, Sandy? Are you afraid of him? Look, he's got spiky hair. He's like in a boy band.
I mean, to me, it's just like it screams like emo. Like, I don't want to live.
Well, there's one thing. It's intimidating, that's for sure. Plus, Raging Bull, which is a move unique to Tauros, so it's it destroys the screens and it changes types depending on the type of Tauros. Cantonian Tauros is a normal type. Regular Paldean Tauros, it's a fighting type. Blaze form, it's a fire type. And Aqua form, it is a water type. So, really good. What? Were you laughing at something?
Me?
Yeah, no, I thought you were laughing at something.
Oh, you might have heard my yawn.
Oh, okay. All good. I thought you were...
My fault.
No, I thought I caught you at the end of giggling at something. No. Colorado loves using Tauros to set up to really neutralize some physical attackers, which it's very good at, between Will-O-Wisp, Intimidate, high attack, or high HP and defense. Very good at that. I like that. I think this is a week where Paldean Tauros can get kind of set up, but you gotta, because the only thing that resists it is Toxapex, and you can take out Toxapex with Zapdos. Blissey is here. I like Blissey this week. Dazzling Gleam could have probably gone with like a Thunderbolt, or probably Thunderbolt. Probably would, if you're trying to think of what he might bring, Thunderbolt's probably better off than Dazzling Gleam. But Shadow Ball, Soft Boil, Seismic Toss, max out that HP stat. Look at that, 7. Now imagine Sandy, if Blissey got counter. Can you imagine how much damage it could dole back if it lost half its health?
Well, I learned last week, it easily gets one shot
by physical type moves. Yes.
So
if it lives, it would do a lot of damage.
That is true. If you don't one shot it, you're killing yourself.
Yeah. I do like Natural Cure this week. So Natural Cure, it is an ability that lets your Pokemon lose or cure itself of like poison, paralysis, sleep, all those status moves, which is good this week because there's a lot. We saw that. We saw Toxic on the Quagsire and on the Toxapex. We saw Will-O-Wisp on the Arcanine. We saw Toxic Spikes on the Toxapex as well. So it is going to come in handy, I think, this week. Natural Cure. Plus, you got Leftovers to get a lot. Leftovers gives a 16th of its max health, which that's a 16th of that is insane. And then here we go. This is the one I was very happy about. I saw this on the team sheet. I knew what my preview was. I knew what my preview said. I knew what my preview said last week, and I said this week that if this week was not the week that Brazilian Fury brought out Slowbro, Galarian Slowbro, I was going to be upset. Sandy, he's got a gun. He's got a gun.
He's got a gun.
He's got a gun.
And he's got quick draw.
Yes. Which gives him a 30% chance to move first in its priority bracket with attacking moves. So at every turn, there is a 30% chance that this slow boy is going to attack first. Now, you could pair that with a Quick Claw, which is an item, and basically almost guarantee that you will go first as a slow bro.
I mean, that's definitely scary.
And it doesn't move its speed. It just puts it at the top of its priority bracket. So this could work in both Trick Room and outside of Trick Room because it doesn't change its speed. It just gives it like, oh, hey, like, if its move is plus, 0 priority, like it just goes, okay, you are now +1, like your priority, you're now getting a fast pass to attacking. And with the choice specs, max special attack 328. That is a nice little stat there, and a nice little moveset: Shadow Ball, Surf, Psychic, and Shell Sidearm. The beauty of this move, Sandy, is that it does damage. It does a type of damage depending on what the math says is stronger. So if it attacks a physical type or a physical defensive strong Pokemon like a Garganacl, it's gonna do special, right? But if it were to attack, say, a special defensively bulky Pokemon, like a Screamtail, or any special, or maybe even Toxapex. Toxapex's kind of specially defensive. It will do physical damage and make contact. So like the Rocky Helmet might come in handy, but it's also a good move because it will probably do special attack damage on Quagsire, meaning it's not going to make contact, and thus counter's not going to work. So 4 special moves and a 5th potential physical move for this slow blow. Quick Claw, Quick Draw. Quick Draw is the ability, John. Or no, Quick Claw is this one. This is Quick Claw. This is Quick Claw. Quick Claw is over here, which gives it a 20% chance. Why not both? Well, because Chris wanted to do a lot of damage, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. Doing a lot of damage, and also we went over this. He's gonna need to do this team is kind of weak to special defense. Like 320 is the strongest. I respect the glass cannon, but that's the thing. It's not a glass cannon. This thing got near 400 HP. Defense is 226. Special defense is 177. Like I think that is still higher than the, tempered glass cannon. Yeah, tempered glass cannon. Yeah. So overall, I think I had Colorado winning this one 2-0. I think I'm going to stick with that. Sandy, your prediction. Oh, you had Orin, right? You said you had Orin this week. Does the community. The community taking Orin this week. So we're going to see who gets the victory here. We've got Brazilian Fury, the visiting team, the Colorado Doug Trio up top. We've got the British Bangers at home on the cliffs of British. I don't know where they're playing, but they're playing in British. The British lands, perhaps. They're the home team down here, and we're going to get ready as soon as I hit record on this computer so I can have the audio of our play-by-play with it being clean. Sandy, we're starting off. Blissey for Colorado. And we're going to get Toxapex for the British Banger. So we got a little bit of a wall versus wall. Seismic Toss, 32%. Okay. All right. It's going to take about 3 more of those. Toxic Spike goes up for that. And I think I think I know where we're going with this one, Sandy. Sandy, kick back, get some popcorn, everybody's, tuck yourself in. Cause, we got 2 walls trying to outwall each other. Toxapex gets its second spikes up.
The wall, you say.
Yeah, the wall, yeah. That's right, get your popcorn out, right? Get your popcorn ready. Blissey going for the Dazzling Gleam. Did not work. Shadow Ball, a little bit better, but Seismic Toss is going to just do more damage. It does a fixed damage number to the Toxapex. The Toxic going up. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Now Blissey's on a timer until it switches out. And that's the thing is Blissey also has soft boils, so Blissey can... within reason, be like, all right, cool. I'm gonna get my health back and whatnot. But Toxapex, Orin thought he was gonna swap out. And this is where Orin not having any damaging moves is gonna be kind of a problem, because not that he could do a lot to Blissey, but he's just gonna be wasting turns here, just keeping Toxapex out there. Toxapex has a Toxic Spike up, has Toxic on the Blissey. Blissey getting some health back, taking a little bit of a chunk there. About 5 turns in, everybody's at roughly the same little bit of health. Zapdos coming in though, that means Blissey will be fully recovered, or not fully recovered, but will be cured of its toxin. Yep. Wow, Thunderbolt doing a lot. Woo. Getting the Toxic, though. Toxapex getting the Toxic. That's the second status of the game. And I believe it's only got just one Toxic Spike, yeah. Abomasnow coming out. The Snow Warning, giving it a boost to its defenses. It's going to resist this. 24. Ooh. Still did a little bit of damage. The snow is falling down. There's going to be no damage here. This is Gen 9, everybody. We're not Gen 8. No more hail, just snow. And Paldean Tauros, the Blaze variant will come out as Abomasnow goes for a substitute. Okay, all right. We're getting into the strats a little bit here. We're getting into the strats. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. This is what British's game plan is going to be for most of the season, I have a feeling, Sandy. I think they're going to be very much of a, as I said, a dickhead of a team to play against. Because Leech Seed Substitute and Protect is a gnarly combination. And then Abomasnow could have a third, an actual attacking move. And this week it's Leaf Storm. See, this is what we're talking about here.
Indeed, this is what Orin described as what his team would be. Very tanky, very take your time, and the mind games, basically.
Yes, the mind games. Got about a quarter of the Taurus's health with that Leaf Storm, but the snow is gone, and Abomasnow is gone as well. Garganical comes out here on a Raging Bull, which is a fire-type move. It is resisted by the Garganical. Garganical, a big salty monster, said, nah, it's okay, pal. You don't need to be raging around me. Calm down. The Will-O-Wisp, the Purifying Salt. I love this ability. This ability gives it immunity to all status moves and halves damage to ghost-type attacks. It's an overpowered move. Golden Go has a very similar one. I shouldn't say it's immune to all status moves. It's just immune to being statused. Body Press doing 28%, not bad. Salt Cure coming in though. And there we go. We get to show off the Salt Cure a little bit. We're going to see a little bit of a chip damage here. The Tauros losing 13% on that chip. And this is the problem. I think this is going to be a recover turn. Oh, it's an Iron Defense turn. Ooh. That's a meaty defense stat. That's a meaty.
I was going to ask if they continue to stack that.
Yes, they do. Yes.
I wasn't sure if it was something you could stack.
Yes, you can. You can stack stats up to +6, which in the game on Showdown will show as 4 times. It is the way that it works. It is every stat is 2/2, and any boost gets +1 or +2, or any reduction is plus to the top number. Not the denominator, but the numerator, or I forget what that is in math terms. But the top 2 gets added, the bottom 2 gets added a different way. So instead, it could go from 3/2 to 4/2. In this instance, for the Garganical, it is 6/2, meaning 3 times. And there's a big body press. Big body press. That is our first elimination. 19 turns. Twice as long as the Minnesota game, Minnesota-Arizona game. We got our first elimination in this one. Out comes the Tauros, who that Intimidate is not going to affect body press. No, body press uses your defensive stat. Garganical has a +6 to its defense stat. And it just goes for the Salt Cure instead of getting the kill. You can't burn it. You can't do anything to it. Garganical just going to sit here and keep getting some health. Tauros is not looking good. Does Tauros stay in? Goes for the Will-O-Wisp. That's to no avail. And Garganical will finish off the Tauros with a body press. There we go. And it took 19 turns to get 1 knockout. It has taken 2 turns since then to get our second knockout. And
I like these plays.
Colorado's in the toughest spot. Slope. Oh, Slowbro coming out, baby. All right.
What can your gun do?
We're going to see what the gun can do here. Slowbro getting hit with the Salt Cure. The Surf, big damage.
Oh.
All right. But we know Garganical is faster. Garganical can recover, but does the quick draw ability trigger? It does. It does. Garganical cannot outspeed, but no. I'm getting out of here, pal. I'm getting out of here. You can deal with the Meowscarada. An interesting call, because if it wasn't a choice specs, could have gone for a shell sidearm or a psychic. I probably would thought maybe a psychic is coming out, so I'll be immune to either surf or psychic. Good call. Meowscarada, though, here will go for a flower trick, which goes from being a not effective to a not effective. I probably would have got the critical hit, though. It's always critical hit. What am I talking about? I would have gone for a U-turn to keep momentum up myself. That would have been what I would have thought. But it is what it is. Quagsire coming out. Aerial Ace only doing 27, doing a little chunk, but Scissors got less health now because of the Rocky helmet. But now more health with the leftovers. So now we go. Bullet Punch is resisted. Takes more damage. Just more damage taken by the Scissor on the Bullet Punch than anything. I don't know if the Toxic was the right call there from Orin there, Sandy. What do you think?
I don't know what the Scissors move was, if it could have been countered.
Yeah, I feel like most of these are physical attack. Counter would have been a great call on that instead of the Toxic, and would have probably would have killed. But the Scissor keeps chipping away at this. I said I forgot the Scissor was immune. Yeah, Steel type's immune to poison. The type in general, so thus it's immune to Toxic unless they have Corrosion. There goes the counter, but that Swords Dance is not going to matter. This Quagsire has Unaware. And you can dance if you want to. You could leave your friends behind. But if you're going to dance, and I don't care a damn, because the Quagsire is a friend of mine. I think that worked. I don't know. How do you rate that, Sandy?
Acceptable.
Okay, I'll take acceptable. We'll work on it. But yeah, there's the brick break. As you can see, 21%. The last time it did it, also did 21%. So the unaware on full display. And wonder what's going through Colorado's head here, because you just got you have a +4 Scizor who just cannot do anything to this Quagsire, and is taking more. This Quagsire is just taking more, just dealing out passive damage, finally finishing off the Scizor. And British is taking a commanding 3-0 lead. Colorado does have a lot of strong Pokemon left. Tornadus here. The leading killer for thing takes out Quagsire. Quagsire did not have that special defense bulk. Coming back to bite the British, at least in this turn. Turn 33. We are in turn 33. We've got 4 Pokemon. The first Pokemon for British to go down. Oh, the Focus Blast would have killed. Oh, the Focus Blast would have got the kill, but there. Wow, that did a lot. 36. Tornadus. You gotta, that's a risky play. That's a risky play from Orin, because if Orin would have recovered, maybe the Gargantical would still be here for us to be wowed by its physical dominance. So Tornadus not looking good. 33%. I spoke wrong. 20% between Salt Cure and its Life Orb. Toxapeck come back out. Toxapeck takes the Hurricane and lives.
Ooh.
Now, does Toxapeck just go for the recover? Yep. And the Salt Cure, great call, great play by Orin here. You know that the Life Orb recoil was gonna be there. You know that it's finished off there. You can't do any damage with Toxapeck anyways, but get the recover, get some leftovers, and you're in a better position. Unfortunately, here comes Zapdos. And I'm not even gonna already know it's gonna kill me. Let's get out of here, get some more health. Great set of plays here by Orin, but the Abomasnow taking another quarter of the health. Orin gotta get some attacking here on the Zapdos. Zapdos very, very faster than everything on the field right now, except for extreme speed from the Arcanine. Sandy, very apparent here that Orin is thinking that the snow is going to do some damage here.
Yeah.
And it's just not. It's just Zapdos just flapping in the wind, just playing in the snow, letting little snow angels. All right, Sandy, are you ready? You got this call. You know what's coming.
Extreme speed.
That's right.
Oh.
No, it's on the next turn. But a Heat Wave on the Arcanine. Here we go. Right? We should be this. We're going to be real disappointed. There it is, Sandy. Speed kills. Speed kills. But Hurricane kills too. Good Lord. Ooh. We got the leftover from Zapdos. The Zapdos lives because of the... Oh. The swap out. Oh, my God. Oh, Arcanine could have got that kill. All right. Okay, but this is close.
That's okay.
Zapdos is at 5% health. Slowbro is at 39% health. What a try-hard switch. Toxapeck, okay, going to Meowscarada. Meowscarada is faster as long as there is no quick draw. And as I said at the quick draw box, where do we go? Shell Sidearm takes out Meowscarada. There goes, because there's one attacking move left for the British Bangers. It is it's Leaf Storm for Abomasnow. Don't know why. You knew Shell Side Armor. I guess you thought the switch was coming out, but man, Slowbro taking out Abomasnow. And this one is unfortunately going to be over. This one, we're just going to sit here and watch Toxapex be forced to play this one out because, yeah, I called GG right. This is going to be rough to watch. The Toxic, Haze, Toxic Spikes, and Recover for Toxapex. There's nothing here.
Is Slowbro immune to the Toxic?
Yep, this Slowbro, the Galarian Slowbro, is Psychic Poison, making it immune to poison types. So, and because Colorado still has the Zapdos, if Slowbro were to somehow just use up all its Shell Sidearm PP on Toxapex, swap out to the Zapdos and get the kill. The quick draw coming out here. I just love it's just so funny. He's so slow, he's so derpy, he's got a gun. Zapdos is poison, yes. But even then he can still swap the Zapdos in and reset his choice specs option. Probably for Psychic, as it'll be super effective against the Toxapex. But we'll see. Maybe Colorado just wants to put the Toxapex down with the poison type Shell Sidearm move here. Sandy, this game is pretty well, barring something insane happening, Colorado's going to get the win, move to get their first win of the season. You got to like what you saw from Slowbro this week, Sandy.
I do.
It wasn't the derpiest boy you wanted, but it was the derpiest boy you deserve? No. Hero? No, he's derpy still. He's just not as derpy as Quagsire. Quagsire was... There was a couple misplays there. Quagsire still got the kill on Scissor, but lost some health along the way. This is just ridiculous. Turn 48. Can we get to 50? Can we get to 50? A crit is not going to kill. Never mind. I was going to say a crit might kill on the next turn, but to get us to prevent us from getting to 50. But the recover from it, I just want to see what their PPs are at. No more recover. That was the last recover for Toxapex there. Shell Sidearm, there's still over half left, or a little less than half left. This one is...
what is Haze?
Oh, Haze is a move that resets, clears all stat changes. Positive and negative. Zapdos coming in. Zapdos will go down. As I suspected might happen, Zapdos comes in, dies. Actually, whoa. Sorry, lives. I forgot. Leftover goes off first. So Zapdos is going to live here. There's no more recovers. Zapdos couldn't get the kill. Zapdos could not get the kill. There's no more recovery for Toxapex other than its leftovers. So Zapdos is going to go down here to the Toxic. And out comes Slowbro, his season debut. So powerful. That's why I said in my preview last week that Slowbro should come out, come out against the Long Island Ducklets. Would have been a great play. Would have been a tough answer for Long Island, I think. And there it is, the Psychic to finish off Toxapex. Turn 52, our longest game of the season. We've had our shortest game of the season to start with the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Minnesota Duos, and we got ourselves our longest game of the season with the Colorado Doug Trio moving to 1-2, and the British Bangers also, well, I should say dropping to 1-2. They were 2-1, or 1-1 before. They're now 2-1. Sandy, Slowbro's player of the game, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Garganical
it would have been. Yeah, I was gonna say Garganical had it for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I was expecting 2 kills from Quagsire, not just the one.
Almost, we could have had it. I think though, if I look at this correctly, I have to do the old compare, look and compare. I believe British Bangers, so they got 5 knockouts this week. I think all 5, or no, not all 5. Sorry, Garganical had 3. I was gonna say all 5 came from different, but you had 3 from Garganical, you had 1 from Toxapex, you had 1 for Quagsire. So there's your 5. You had 4 layers of hazard by Toxapex. That's the thing I think is fun here. You brought it up, Sandy, when talking to Johnner about that one knockout kind of costing him. Like he would be tied for at 2-1 with the rest of them. But like the stat padding of people, we got an extra layer of spikes on the field. The crit fucked over Masquerada. The crit surf. Yes and no. So we'll, hey, Aaron, we'll interview the losing general manager first. So hop on in the box there, Aaron. We'll talk with you first, if you feel like talking. If not, hello, hi, welcome in. Unfortunate loss, Aaron, general manager of the British Bangers. Love the changes. Love the changes you made this week. I love bringing Quagsire. Sandy, really big fan of the Quagsire set.
He likes the hat.
I think Quagsire likes the hat. I like the hat. Did you see the amount of damage you were doing to that?
It was great.
To the scissor. I mean, I can't wait to ask Chris about the scissor just taking itself out, just smacking the Rocky helmet. What was this is your second battle. You won via forfeit over Boston in week 2. So going from your first game in week 1 to this week, you had a lot of time to prepare, a lot of time to reassess things. What was the number one thing coming out of week 1 that you were like, I would like to change this?
Killing Sizzle.
No, I'm talking.
No. Sorry, that was the whole game plan.
Said if I can't have him, no one can have him. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. But just from your team perspective, what were you looking at and going, all right, let me change this up a little bit?
Realizing that the Scream Towel isn't going to work with the way I wanted it to work. Although I would have replaced Meowscarada, honestly, with Scream Towel in this match. But I also messed up on moves. I didn't switch out Haze, and I forgot to put Grass type Abomasnow Terror.
Okay.
So there are a few things I forgot. But the main thing I wanted to change was how much of a dickhead can I be? And how derpy can I make Quagsire?
I think you succeeded. I really do. I think I'm a fan of dickhead plays. Yeah, Johnner is a big fan. I liked the potential in the Abomasnow set with your protect substitute leech seed. I think swapping out ice or leaf storm with blizzard would probably be ideal for you, because then you get just as much power. You get you probably cover your tracks a little bit better, especially if you have the Masquerada. I think you did a great. I told you this in your office. I thought you did a great job playing. I thought you made some great. Like I said, you made some great plays. I loved you coming in on the Tornadus and being like, if you hit me, I hope I live. But if I do live, I'm recovering. You're dying, and I'm getting the fuck out and getting my health back. Like, I'll be back at 100 on the next time I come in. It's a ballsy play. It worked, and again, set your Pokemon up a little bit better in the pre-game. Like a surf, or if you want to like double up and just be like, I'm gonna hit you. If you're poisoned, I'm gonna hit you with like a Venoshock, which does double damage.
That's what I was thinking, but I would probably go with surf just because.
A little bit better coverage.
If I had to, I can't do damage to the Slowbro.
Correct. Yeah, that Slowbro was certainly your wall, and that's why. That's why I was just like, as somebody looking at Colorado, that is a good Pokemon in general. But it was a really good Pokemon this week, especially with you having Toxapex and liking to put down spikes. It was able to A, absorb them, and then B, hit the Toxapex for super effective damage with poison. At what point were you at what point did you say fuck to the quick draw? Like, was it the quick draw on the Meowscarada that knocked the Meowscarada out? Was it the fuck?
The quick draw. As soon as quick draw target, I was like, wait, Did that say quick claw?
Nope.
Or does that say quick draw? And I was
Quick
like
draw.
confused. And then I was like, oh my god, I saw a build of where every single Pokemon had quick claw.
Mm.
And they got to top 100 in a league.
It's a busted. It's not a busted. I mean, I think it's balanced as an item. Like you're like, all right, I'll trade boosting my attack to being attacking first. But that's why I think Galarian Slowbro is so good. And we'll talk about your team a little bit more here. But the quick claw, quick draw, like 50% of the time you're going first, and that's disgusting.
Yeah.
But your team, I really like Garganical this week. I thought you did a really good job setting it up. Sandy was in awe that you could, and how much you were getting it set up with the defense. Easy to say that Garganical is your MVP so far this season.
Yeah. No, Pikachu. What are you talking about?
You haven't brought Pikachu. And I was going to, now that you say
He's the
that,
cheerleader.
hey, Sandy, do you have any questions for Oren, the general manager who continues to bench Pikachu? I think you're in trouble. You're in trouble.
I mean, number one question is, why did you lose?
Because Pikachu wasn't on the team.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
This is true. I'm sure I could pick one Pokemon out of that team and be like, yeah, Pikachu's better.
Or Bombardier. One of them.
You know what's funny? Pikachu unironically would have been kind of decent this week with Tornadus and Zapdos, and then also like just generally being fast. Like would have been able to take. It was like, I don't know. But, so you need Pikachu, but you don't bring Pikachu. That's true. That's a question you have to answer to your fans, Oren.
I'm not a smart man.
That's true. No one's ever accused of that. No one's ever accused of that. Before I let you go, your next opponent next week, you're facing. We were just talking about them. Fuck. I had. It's Arizona. I don't know if you heard AW's some of AW's thoughts. AW is afraid of the Pikachu.
Yeah, they should be.
Now, are you? They're aware that Pikachu is a threat, but they're also aware that your, Garganical, Toxapex, Quagsire, Screamtail is also a threat. So he's kind of in a rock and a hard place. What are you expecting for your matchup next week against Arizona? They are 2-1. You are 1-2. By the way, you're 1-2 with -5 differential. You're currently tied with with Corpus Christi.
I think I'm going to stall it out. I'm going to use the Homer Simpson defense.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Of where I just take hits.
Oh,
and hopefully they just tire out.
I'm sorry. You're 1-2 with a -2 differential. You'll be currently behind Aussie, who is 1-1 -2. But that does put you ahead of the other 1-2 teams, including Colorado. So I apologize. So you're 1-2. You're ahead of Colorado and Corpus Christi. So you're going to go with the Homer Simpson strategy and just be dumb.
Yeah.
I
mean, it works.
It does work. And look, it is like, again, you spent 20 turns getting into position. Then you took a quick, two-mon lead. Then you got it to, 4-2. It's there. You just got to, again, if you had an attacking move on the Toxapex, or maybe if you had a little bit more, like maybe Arcanine didn't need to come this week. I mean, Arcanine really didn't have too much of a impact, the extreme speed notwithstanding, Sandy. I want to make it correct.
The extreme speed was the only way I could think of ever taking out whoever I took out. I can't remember.
It almost took out the Tornadus. It almost took out Zapdos. But Arcanine technically took itself out with the life. But like, again, these are the things. It looked good on paper. You bring it. It turns out they didn't bring the Pokemon that you thought that they would bring. But also Garganical just smushed the shit out of Blissey. So it was satisfying to watch.
But I think for next week,
mm-hmm.
Kamala is going to be the hardest.
Oh,
the hardest Pokemon.
Good call. Yeah, might bring that Sleepy Boy. Oren,
Sleepy Boy will be going hard.
Sleep boy, sleep. That's why you got to bring the Pikachu, Orin. You got to bring the Pikachu. Wake that boy up, Orin. Thank you. Good luck in your matchup next week. Again, unfortunately, on the wrong side of things this week, but there's a lot of season left. You got 3 games down. You got 7 more to go. So we're looking forward to seeing that. Thank you. Now, as you walk out, do not bump into your opponent. Just be gracious. Be a gracious loser. Don't be a heel. Don't be a heel, Orin. I don't want the league to have to. The league is gonna have to come down on you. Don't be getting into a altercation.
Sizzle's mine. All right.
You lost.
I beat it. I beat it.
You lost.
He beat himself. Like, listen, he was like, "No, I don't want to play for this team, so I'm just gonna take myself out. I want to join your team."
Good. You know what? We'll look into that. Thank you, Orin. Appreciate it. As we get the winner of this matchup, Brazilian Fury, my old friend, my old pal, Chris. Welcome. Congratulations. You are 1-2. Congratulations on the first win of the season. That's the good shit right there. Right? That is the good shit. Let's get a little clap going on. That's the good shit. You know, the first win, the camel's off your back, the chip is off your shoulder, the little cloud over your head is gone. Yeah, of course, the golf clap. I mean, look, I told you not to make altercations. I appreciate that, Orin. How does it feel to get your first win of the season?
Feels pretty good. Being very new to this whole competitive Pokemon thing altogether, I definitely have had the first 2 weeks were rough all around. A lot of great players within the league in and of itself. So it's just good to get the monkey off your back and to do it on the road at that, to go into British territory with his mascot. And while the mascot himself didn't have the best of performances, to still come out victorious after kind of a grueling match as a whole, a tale of 2 halves, I would say. Overall, it was satisfying. It's good to finally get that first win and know that I'm not going to be blanked out in the entirety of the season. So a lot less pressure now, I think, compared to weeks 1 and weeks 2. So
winning streaks require 1 game to start a streak. So you're already halfway there. You just got to win next week, and then you got yourself a streak. Sandy, I'm going to ask this next question, then you can have your way with Brazilian Fury. How satisfying to get Glowbro and put him on go get him off the bench and say, "Come on, bud. Like, I think that I'm calling you in. Let's go." And then for him to perform the way he did.
Yeah, definitely. And it's tough because I've considered him altogether for week 1 and week 2's lineups, but I just felt that the initial lineup I had the first 2 weeks still gave me something, maybe losing out in some areas, but gaining it in others. But I've been pretty disappointed with how Lucario's been performing the first 2 weeks that I've had him. He's usually been kind of the glass cannon on my team, the first 2 weeks anyway. So it was time for a change. And I think with his kit, Quick Draw obviously was a big drawing point to him, but also Shell Sidearm with a team that I had a hunch that this particular team that British was bringing along was more on the physical scale, but I used a lot of the turns during the initial first half to kind of really determine that, just to be 100% sure of what I would have to deal with, and then eventually bringing Tornados to do a ton of damage. He kind of started helping turn things around, and then obviously Shell Sidearm was kind of the MVP. That boy has a gun, and it shoots out poison.
He's got a gun. That man walking around with the he just said, "I got you." I don't know where my
and specifically Shell Sidearm was my Meowscarada counter if Blissey had gone down due to Dazzling Gleam and all of that, which happened fairly early. Wasn't the biggest fan of that. I probably could have played that a lot better on the Blissey end of the spectrum, but we move.
Look, I thought you did. I mean, leading with Blissey this week worked out. Last week it also could have worked out if Blissey made a business decision, said, "I'm gonna get in there, I'm gonna get out now. Like, let me get I'm not getting paid by the hour today. I'm getting paid by the appearance. Let's go." Like,
yeah, pretty much.
Old Kevin Nash. But this week, really good. With was able to basically wall Toxapex and basically say, cool, you toxic me. Ooh, no, watch this. Poof, all gone. Sandy, you have any questions for Chris, Brazilian Fury?
Did you think you could break Quagsire's helmet?
No, and once I realized it was the combination of Rocky Helmet and I don't remember the exact ability name off the top of my head, but knowing that Scissor Sword Stance wasn't getting any effect on the physical attacks, that's that part of the first half where I realized, right, Scissor's probably not going to give me much other than 1 or 2 turns to really think what I need to do for the second half of this matchup, and that's why I'm like, all right, let's just get Brick Break, let's get Bullet Punch, let Quagsire do that work, and then bring in Tornadus with a special move right off the bat to get Quagsire off the field, and then thankfully I was able to turn the tables around that way. A couple of turns I definitely felt like I got lucky. The quick draw with Shell Sidearm on Meowscarada was huge because if I hadn't gotten that, more than likely Meowscarada could have knocked me out, and my plan for the rest of that matchup would have just been gone, like outright at that point.
Yeah,
So
I believe. Let's see, Meowscarada had what knockoff. So I don't know if Orin, if you remember what you went for on that turn where Glowbro took out Meowscarada, was it knockoff? Like, if it was knockoff, let me know. If not, I will imagine that it wasn't. But I think that probably would have killed, most likely Flower Trick. Okay, so not the right one.
yeah,
Gotcha.
which
Okay.
would have done it. Just
a minor amount. Yeah. Okay.
So also,
Yes.
Are you willing to trade Sizor to its rightful owner?
I'm not opposed to it by any stretch. I mean, Sizor is my favorite Pokemon ever, which is why I mainly picked him first, just off of those vibes. But if a good deal's on the table, I'm not opposed to passing that up by any stretch of the imagination. Especially now as I'm starting to get a little more accustomed with the team that I have and some of the tactics behind it, doing a little bit more studying, watching the games a little bit more closely now, and just enhancing my own knowledge in the competitive world of Pokemon. So, yeah, I'm not opposed to a
Right.
trade at all if the right deal is on the table for it.
All right.
All right, Oren, we got to work. We got to work on the budget.
Hey, Orange licking, just like, ooh, like trade. And then that, look, if one person gets a trade going, I think the floodgates are open. I think everybody's hesitant. You know, it's like fantasy sports, right? Everybody's hesitant to make a trade until somebody else makes a trade. And you're like, well, I got to make a trade now. You know, I have to do math to trade. That is true. You do. You don't have, like, Boston has all the cap. They have enough cap to get a really good Pokemon.
Both of us. Yeah, both
Yeah.
of us have 0 caps, so that's the main thing, is just figuring out the optics on how to make that work if it's between us as a whole.
Mhm.
Obviously, I have 2 more spaces on my roster, so I cannot,
You do.
if we can work, if the math can math,
Mhm.
something can be worked out. I'm not opposed to it,
So
as
if I
mentioned
sell
before.
Bombardier, you look, exactly. That's the thing, is if you look at who, sometimes you're looking at your team, you're like, oh, I thought I'd use them more often. And now we're starting to get to the point, like you said, Chris, everybody's starting to figure out their team. Some people knew what they wanted a team. Some people that, didn't have that experience, and they're playing it out a little bit. Now they're like, okay, like, oh, I like using, like I brought it up a couple times. Zapdos can live a lot of hits without any investment into its health or defenses. So that's pretty good. So maybe we should work on, making, like, maybe we should, build around that a little bit. Okay, cool. Like, Zapdos as a special attacker, kind of nice. Zapdos as a defense, as a wall, perhaps maybe nice as well. Like, you get to play around with the potential of your team, and as you do that, you find out, I don't really need this Pokemon. But that's the fun part for you guys. The fun part for me is theorizing and making a video at some point in the near future talking about trades and free agent signings. We'll see.
And just be aware, Pikachu is off the table.
Yeah, no, Pikachu wasn't exactly in my head at the moment. Just looking at, I figure it's one of those, like, it's a cheap option for him in terms of the cap, and it gives him plenty of options. So why would he sell that Pokemon?
Plus,
by any stretch? So.
It could be Ash's Pikachu. You don't know that. He may have
exactly.
I told him to pick it.
And
if he gets rid of it,
then you'll be very mad at him, which is an understandable concern.
Little bit of discussion. Your opponent next week, Chris. And I keep saying this, but I keep doing this to look. You have the Aussie Illusion. You get to go to the Trick Room. You get to run the Trick Room play.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about your team heading into a battle with Aussie and their Trick Room team?
I think it's going to be complicated just because the mechanics of Trick Room are still fairly new to me as a whole. So I have to really just look at my team, look at my options, and try to come up with the best lineup possible to try and combat it in any way that I can. Obviously, there's been proof so far in this league that there are ways of breaking Trick Room as a whole. It's just playing my cards right and hoping for a little bit of luck to come along with that as well.
Just remember, fast is slow when Trick Room is up. And you have a lot of fast Pokemon, but you also have some really good slow ones. So it'll be fun to see what team you craft up for your next week's battle against Marcus and the Aussie Illusion. Again, congrats on the win. Your first one of the season. You're 1-2. You're 1-2 with a -5 differential. So you're still working, but you got the 1, and you can get to 2 because 1, then 2. But you can't go from 0 to 2. You gotta go 0 to 1.
Yeah.
So
completely. And again, just thankful altogether for the opportunity of being in the league as a whole, and let's see what the future pans out for me as a whole there.
That's right.
So.
Also, you can go watch Brazilian Fury on YouTube. Does some Football Manager content, some great stuff. I've never played Football Manager only because I know how I've got addicted to Out of the Park for like 6 weeks.
It'd be the same thing, but with soccer/football for you instead.
Which
TJ,
stuff I have
me.
no idea. I'd end up doing worse.
Yeah.
I'd be doing worse because I'm watching I watch baseball now and I'm like, I know that prospect. I traded that for them. I didn't think they'd actually be good. They weren't good in there, or like that. I'd be horrible. I'd be the worst.
I'll say this, even for the non-FM players out there, I do video essays on football/soccer every 2 to 3 months. Usually tends to be the drill with that. And tomorrow, I believe it's like 32 minutes or so video essay on Alexi Lalas being the most annoying human being on the planet comes out.
Yes!
So be on the lookout for that.
Let's go. I can't wait. As soon as I saw you posted about it, I got really excited because I said, oh, Chris is going to drag Alexi Lalas. Look, listen, France shouldn't have beaten England in the World Cup. Correct. Maybe. I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, Brazilian Fury on YouTube. Is it Brazilian Fury as well on Twitch? Or is it...
Yeah, although on Twitch it's with a Z.
Gotcha.
And then on YouTube is with an S.
Gotcha.
So that's the only differential between the two. But otherwise, same deal.
So be on the lookout for that video tomorrow. The Lexi Laws being an annoying fuck, 100% agree. Exactly. We're going to... My man Chris going to dog the shit out of Alexi Laws, drag his ass, ratio him, call him out for being a fucking absolute tool. It's fuck Alexi Laws around these parts. So thank you again. Congrats on your win, Chris, and we will see you next week for another battle.
Thank you all. See ya.
All right. And our final matchup. Are you ready? Do you need a break, Sandy? Do you need a break? Do you need a water break? A pee break? An excitement break?
I do indeed need a bio break.
All right, I'll give you a bio break. As I will preview. I'll explain a little bit how we got to where we got to in this, and then when you come back, we'll start. And I'll get some of your insight and whatnot. So this week, our premium matchup was supposed to be Pig's Eye Pignite taking on the Cambridge Clodsires. However, Duff Guy Pat was on vacation for the week, was not able to get the match in. Gave us a heads up. Got the extension, so that match will be played this coming week. It will air next week. So next week's stream is going to be a doozy, especially if we get we got 3 games from week 4 to play, or week 3 games from week 3 to play, and then 6 games from week 4 to play, potentially. So that might be a nice 9 week game, or 9 play games. Just realized it just has like 0 p.m. It was 0. Wait, what? It was like 0 p.m. What? Oh, it was like One Punch Man. Gotcha. I was like, what? Well, yeah, especially, yeah. So yeah, double heavy week for Pig's Eye. Brazilian Fury's profile picture. Yes. So This week, I said to Didac, I said, would you like me to get you an opponent so that you can have it, so you don't go 2 weeks without having a matchup, or technically 3 weeks because we had the week break between weeks 1 and 2 because of me. And Didac was like, sure, yeah, if you, I said, yeah, I'll go reach out to somebody. So I reached out to Hob. Hob is a prospective general manager. He is a part of the league. He is available for coaching and questions as well as me. But potentially, if we expand next year, potential general manager of a team might be sooner rather than later. Who knows? But I said to Hob, Hob, here's $100. Here's 100 points. Go to the free agent pool and draft yourself a team with 100 points. No more than, go with 10, no more than 13. Have fun. So Hob looked around and said, I got a team. I made a team. Turns out it's $98. Because I said, look, I'm not going to give you 120. There's too many good Pokemon to give you 120. I'm going to give you 100. Because, it's a lesser league. The idea being that it is a team with fewer resources. So I said, Hob, you're gonna be this week's opponent for Didac. Here's his team. Enjoy. And then I said to Didac, here's your opponent. Here's Hob's team. And first thing Didac said, there's a lot of dark types. I'm like, yep, yeah, there's a lot. There was a lot. But all that to say, I said, Didac, here you go. Don't worry about it. It's not going to count against you. If you lose, none of the stats, none of the results are going to matter. So it's really just winning for practice. You're playing for practice. And it gives you a little bit of a challenge because Hob likes to play random Pokemon a lot, on Pokemon Showdown like I do. So knows a lot about sets and such. So all that to say, Didac has himself a little bit of a challenge this week against the Delaware Delphoxes. I created the team name literally today. We'll take a look, though, at the home team, the Pig's Eye Pignite. They got Inoki, the Annihilate, Annabelle, the Mimikyu, Calcifier, the Hisuian Typhlosion, Houdini, the Hoopa Unbound, Yukiona, the Frostlass, and Haiko, the Houndstone. Jeez, I don't know about this team off the bat. I think in my preview, I did include Inoki, Annabelle, and Calcifer. I did include the Annihilate, the Mimikyu, and the Hisuian Typhlosion. Houdini's a little bit of a tough call. They got two bug Pokemon in Spidops and two bug Pokemon in Spidops, and especially Low Kicks, which is a threat. Also, having like Galarian Moltres is tough because it's a dark flying. Howlucha is a fast flying. It's a one Pokemon that Howlucha's close combat can hit. I think I would have, if you were gonna go for a Pokemon that is like neutral to dark, probably would have gone with Sableye, because Sableye can I support better. Yukiona is interesting. I didn't consider Yukiona. I think I said bring Oricorio Sensu, who to handle with some hazards potentially, but also hurt those bug type Pokemon. And I think who was the third? I think Gengar, but make it like a support, because again, Gengar is a good hitter, and also has a really good move pool. Thunderbolt does a lot. So it's an option. But I don't mind this. Annihilate, Leftovers, Defiant, Bulk Up, Taunt. I like Taunt. Really like Taunt. Taunt's always good. Drain Punch and Rage Fist. Max out in Special Defense. Almost max out in HP. 16 EVs in Speed with a Careful Nature. So we're going with the bulkier set. I like that. I think we talked about that. I think I talked about that with Didac on Wednesday after we did D&D. I said, you can get away with Annihilate not investing too much in attack and defense, and kind of more being like, I'm going to be defensive, because between Bulk Up and Rage Fist, like, you're going to multiply your damage output real fast. It stacks really fast. So it looks like maybe some of the thought process there. Mimikyu with a Life Orb, Swords Dance, Shadow Claw, Shadow Sneak, Play Rough. This is a standard Mimikyu. Not a bad thing. Plus attack, plus attack, max speed, max attack, adamant nature, 291. So, some speed there. Also, disguise is just a busted ability. It's basically a free substitute. So you get a Swords Dance off and then Shadow Sneak. I think going forward, Mimikyu knows Drain Punch, and that might be a better call because it can get back some of the health that Life Orb loses. But that is for future. A shot, Calcifier, Flamethrower, Will-O-Wisp, Infernal Parade, which is pretty good. It's like Hex, but it has the ability. If Hex had the ability to also burn somebody, that'd be Infernal Parade. I like Infernal Parade. Heavy Duty Boots, good to watch out for the hazards. Good to watch out the hazards. We talked about that. We've talked about that a couple times. We saw it today with Charizard. Didn't have Heavy Duty Boots on. Lost 50% health to rocks. Max special attack plus speed. So 317 speed. Very fast. Very fast for Calcifier here. Houdini. Choice Band set. Standard Choice Band set. Hyperspace Fury. Zen Headbutt. Drain Punch. Gunk Shot. Max attack. Look at 460. That's a disgusting. 460.
That's a lot of hands.
A lot of hands. A lot of hands that do a lot of damage. Welcome back, Sandy. And then the speed maxes out 259. Not bad. Not bad. I think that puts it, the second to last so far in terms of speed? Yeah. So it'll probably be the Houndstone will be there. We got Frostlass with a Focus Sash, Spikes, Taunt, Icy Wind, Destiny Bond. Ooh, talk about a little bit being a dickhead. That Hoopa can
smash.
At your own risk. At your own risk. Let's see. We've got max speed, max special attack. I think this is one of those ones where the spread might have actually been good here. Smash the cursed body. It is a curse. That's why I said at your own risk. Because Icy Wind's not that strong of an attack. 55 power can miss. Rare bad take from Sandy. Maybe HP would have been a good call there. We'll see. We will see. I do like Icy Wind in general, especially with the Destiny Bond and the Taunt. Spikes is always good to get some hazards up. I think this is really the first foray for Pig's Eye into the hazards game, because week 2 they didn't play, but they would have played against the Birmingham Booflins, who aren't heavily invested into spikes and whatnot. And Aussie doesn't do spikes either. They do Trick Room. So first foray into the hazard game, spikes is not a bad one. If you get all 3 layers up, it does 25% of damage to any grounded opponent that does not have boots on, regardless of type, which is cool. Although I feel like steel typing should resist spikes, but maybe they're going to be a little bit OP. But the Icy Wind Destiny Bond combo with Focus Sash is like, oh, I'm going to lower your speed after you almost kill me, and then I'm going to just Destiny Bond you, and then you kill me on the next turn, and then I'm done. So it's a good get. It's a good get, especially if you get it either a taunt or spikes up. And then rounding out the Pig's Eye Pignite, the Houndstone with the Aguave Berry. Interesting. Gets a third max health at a quarter health when it's at a quarter health with Fluffy. So Fluffy takes half damage from contact moves, but at the cost of being 2 times weak to fire moves. Body Press, Play Rough, Shadow Sneak, and Trick. I like Trick, right? So Trick is fun, Sandy, in this instance. Normally it's like you put a choice item on somebody and lock them in. But the Aguave Berry, it restores max health, but confuses an opponent if they're minus special defense nature. So if he were to trick it onto somebody who has a minus special defense, and then they use it, they're going to be confused. They're not going to get health. I think it does, and then no, it does. It does do it. Heals and then confuses. That said, if he uses it, then he also can then trick and get an item from somebody, and he's got the bulk 236 like with no invested isn't bad. Max, again, this is where I go back to I think maybe if you're gonna have body press, I would, or if you're gonna do all the investment into attack, maybe body press isn't the right call, and maybe you go for, something a little bit more coverage related. Maybe you go with Poltergeist. Maybe you go with Stomping Tantrum. Maybe you go with Terra Blast if you want coverage-ish. Maybe you go with, Crunch.
Where's my One Punch Monkey?
Right here. There he is. Annihilate. He gets so angry he dies. He died. He came back he was so angry he came back to life. Yeah, he's right there. He is especially defensive this week, which I like because he's got bulk up, which increases his attack and his defense on a single use. So combine that with the fact that Rage Fist takes, if you take damage or if you get hit, or every time you get hit, it gives you plus 50% or plus 50 power. So he takes one hit, bulks up, and then he's plus one attack with 100 power Rage Fist. So I like that. But looking at the Pig's Eye Pignite, Sandy, is there any Pokemon that you look at here and you say that's the one that's going to win them the game? You've got Annihilate, you've got Mimikyu, you've got Hisuian Typhlosion, you have Many Hands Hoopa Unbound, you have Frostlash, you would smash. I want that on the record. Would smash. And then Houndstone, the dog with a rock for a head. I should say rock on a head.
It's like, well, it's like Gravestone. So I like the idea that like this dog died and like just like popped up out of the grave with that gravestone like on its head, and it just like it's just there.
I like that its hair kind of looks like skeleton fingers.
Oh yeah, very very shaggy dog. I mean, I'm gonna go with the Annihilate.
Good call. Great. Yeah,
It's just
safe bet.
It's a big favorite.
Big favorite. Now let's take a look at the Delaware Delphoxes. This is Hobbs' team. This is the 6 that he's bringing. He also had on the roster Brute Bonnet, Sylveon. Of course, I'm not on the. I really got to start using this on the other one. Yeah, Hobbs. Also had Low Kicks, who he did not bring. Sylveon, Brute Bonnet, Ice Cube, and then these 6. So that is what Hobb could have brought, but here's what he did bring. He brought a Howlucha with the Power Herb Unburden. So we're talking about Unburden again, but Power Herb this time instead of Mental Herb. This one we saw last week with Cambridge with the Dragapult. Turns 2-turn moves into 1 turn. And Sky Attack is a 2-turn move, which 140 base power. It does have a chance to miss. That is kind of not ideal. With a 30% chance to flinch and a high critical chance ratio. So if this move hits, it's either gonna kill you, and if you somehow live this, congratulations, you flinched and got crit probably. And then Swords Dance. So we're gonna see Swords Dance with an Unburdened Pokemon again. Acrobatics, which doubles in power if the user doesn't have a held item, which, I mean, the idea of using Unburdened, you have a held item, you do something to lose it, or, use your held item one time so it's no longer there. Now you have a 110 base power flying attack with no drawbacks. That's pretty good. And then U-turn to get you the hell out of dodge when you're scared. Max speed, but not the nature, not a plus nature in speed, which I think gives, let's see. The only thing that outspeeds it on Pig's Eye is the Frost Slash. So there's potential for a Destiny Bond getting on the Howlucha potentially. Then we got Galarian Moltres, another Galar form. What's that, the second one today? Maybe third. With Expert Belt. which gives you a 20% boost to all super effective attacks: Dark Pulse, Shadow Ball, Sucker Punch, Nasty Plot. Its signature ability, Berserk, which gives it a I shouldn't say it's signature ability. I think Drampa has the same one. Mini picking up an Annihilate of Tangela. Gotcha. The Pokemon gets a special a boost to its special attack if it drops below half health. Which it's already fast. It's pretty fast. I should say it's already fast, but it's pretty fast. Special attack is very good. 100 base. Special defense, really good.
I mean, that's a legendary Pokemon.
It is a Galarian regional form of Moltres. Yep. It is that it is. It's dark. It's fire. Its feathers look like they're on fire. They're not actually on fire. Then we got Cloyster, who's got White Herb. White Herb is back. Shell Smash, which is maybe the best. I mean, Quiver Dance is the best. It's the second best setup move. It lowers your defense and your special defense by 1, but gives you a +2 to your attack, speed, and special attack, which with this setup of Icicle Sphere and Skill Link, you're getting a 5-hit Icicle Spirit that's going to be doing 125 base power every time. Ice Shard for just in case something does outspeed you somehow, and Spikes for hazards. Why not? Just to be extra asshole-ish. Max attack, I should say. Max speed. This Cloyster is scary. Potential to be a setup sweeper. Eviolite Hisuian Quillfish. The pre-evolution of Overquill, introduced in Pokemon Legends Arceus. It's disgusting how bulky this thing turned out to be. 239 base, or I should say 239 defense with an Eviolite, boosting it 50%, giving it near 400 defense, giving it 210 special defense, which isn't bad either. Max HP is pretty good at 3 for a first form Pokemon. Then add in Protect, Barbarage, which does more damage if a Pokemon is already poisoned. So it's kind of like Venoshock, but a physical version of it. Plus, it also has a 50% chance to poison in and of itself. Toxic Spikes and Toxic. Hisuian Quillfish just here to be a menace. Then we got Spite Ops getting brought out, the Focus Sash. Now, I want you to know this, Sandy. Hobb did not go as crazy with hazards as he could have. Because I believe Spite Ops gets all of them. He gets Sticky Web. He gets Toxic Spikes. He gets regular Spikes. He doesn't get Stealth Rock, though. No, he doesn't get Stealth Rock. All right, never mind. So he gets 3 of the 4. But could have gone crazier. Sticky Web will make every Pokemon who lands in the Sticky Web be slower by 1 stage. Toxic Spikes, as we know, are what it are. This ears are about to perk up here. First impression. This move is I think this move always goes first, but you can only use it on the first turn that your Pokemon is out on the field. And it does 90 base power, so it's very strong. It's not distributed too much. Like I think it's mostly just bug Pokemon who can learn it, and certain bug Pokemon at that. And then U-turn lets it go in and out. Interesting spread. I mean, having max HP makes sense, but normally the idea here is to hit things hard enough to chip them, but I don't necessarily know if the Spite Up needs to do that. But impish nature, so it's plus defense minus special attack. It's slow. It's a very slow Pokemon. And then Cleavor. We saw Scizor, now we see Cleavor with Wide Lens, which increases its accuracy of its attacks by 10%, with Sharpness, which its slicing moves do 50% more damage, which includes Stone Axe, which is a busted move. It's like Ceaseless Edge with Hisuian Samurott, but instead it puts up rocks. instead of spikes, but only 1 layer, so it kind of balances out a little bit. 90% accurate, but 99 with wide lens. It has Night Slash, which is a slash with a cutting move, slicing move, so that gets a 50% boost. So that'll be 105 base power. Dark type move against an entire ghost team. U-turn, stab, so the 105 base power bug move. And then protect just to scout out. So I like this. I like this a lot. Hawlucha, I think, is definitely the Pokemon to be on the lookout for Delaware. Sandy, are you in agreement that it's Hawlucha, or do you think it's one of the other 5 Pokemon to be on the lookout for?
I'm gonna say Cloyster.
Oh, okay. You like its potential as a setup sweeper?
No, the spikes and the shell smash.
That's good, yeah. And
So
nothing.
whether or not it's like this like getting the kills or whatever, I think it's gonna be a strong team player.
That's the other that I think that's a great call. I think the fact that this is something that I am afraid is going to expose Pig's Eye a little bit. 4 of the 5 Pokemon have hazards. Or sorry, 4 of the 6 have hazards. I don't know why I said 4 of the 5. 4 of the 6 Pokemon on this team have hazards. You got Rocks from Cleavor. You have Toxic Spikes and Sticky Webs from Spidops. You have Toxic Spikes from the Hisuian Quillfish, and you have Spikes from Cloyster. There's one ugly shiny. This one? Yeah, it's not a great shiny. It could be better. But yeah, a lot of hazards, Sandy. Just be cautious. Be cautious. I predicted that Pig's Eye would give the Dork Side Pokemon League the win, and the community agrees with that. What do you say, Sandy? Do you think the Pig's Eye do it?
Let's see. I did vote for Pig's Eye.
All right.
But
now looking at this team,
partially because I'm gonna pick my friendly favorites, and secondly, knowing that Hob was a little handicapped just with like what picks they could get. I thought Didact had a pretty good chance, but I think it'd be close.
It will be close. It will be close. I said 2-0 Didact in the Pig's Eye Pignite. As a reminder, if you're a general manager and you're watching this game, these Pokemon are still available. These Pokemon are absolutely still available. Just because they're on this team does not mean they're off the board. I just told them to pick free agents this way. They're Pokemon that are in the league already and not being used by anybody. So we're going to see some free agents. See if they can stake their claim and get onto a team. We got Cleavor, Moltres Galar, Hawlucha, Hisuian Quillfish, the bigger, spikier fish in Cloyster, and then Spidops representing the Delaware Delphoxes, and then we got Annihilate, Mimikyu, Hisuian Typhlosion, Hoopa Unbound, Frostlass, and Houndstone of the Pig's Eye, Pignite, and Didact. So
also, question.
Yes, go ahead.
Did Calvin sign the permission slip for Hobbs to play?
Good question. I don't know. I hope so. That's got the league office. It might be in the mail.
Okay.
We're in between mail delivery services, so it is what it is. So, but maybe not. Who knows? So, without further ado, let us get into our premium matchup: the Pig's Eye Pignite taking on the Delaware Delphoxes in an interleague friendly. I believe the Pig's Eye are going to send their Pokemon out first here. Nope, it's going to be the Spidops of Delaware leading off against the Frostlass. All right, so we got a little bit of hazard play going on. Frostlass goes for the spikes. It has taunt, by the way. It can shut down the Spidops a little bit. Sticky Web goes up and oh boy. That's not ideal. That's not ideal. Sticky Web's going to make everybody slower, and everybody's slower. That means the other team gets to hit them, whether they're naturally faster or not. Toxic Spike's going up. That's a layer. Going for the Icy Wind. Oh, no. No. Oh, no. Why don't you go for Taunt? And 2 layers of Toxic Spike go up for the... And there's the Taunt. It's just a little too late. It's just a little too late. There's a U-turn. That's, 22%. Not a great start for Pig's Eye. Sandy. Not a great start. Now comes the Dark type Moltres. Going for the Destiny Bond. Did he get him? Did he get him? Oh. Ooh. I thought we were about to get a Destiny Bond troll. I thought we were about to get it. The taunt going up. All right. All right. Moltres can't go for that. All right. I think now is the time. Frostlass is staying in here. I don't like Frostlass's matchup in this. I don't like any of the. The ghost typing is not great against this team, but already doing a lot. You're already faster than the Quillfish. Most of the Pokemon on your team are going to be faster. Well, no, that's not true because you have the Sticky Web. So maybe do that and get out now. You got Poison. Got to get out now if you're the Pigs. I'm being biased here. This is the DSPL team. Remember, is it the third set of spikes? The third set of spikes? Second layer of spikes. Second layer of spikes. That is the second. Oh boy. Sorry. Oh. There we go. The Protect. Oh no. I think, is Frostlass dead on this turn? Oh, no, but they just used Destiny Bond. They can't Destiny Bond again. Moltres comes out. And Frostlass goes for the taunt on the last turn. All right. It's last time. I feel like you should have gone for Icy Wind maybe, but that's one of the ones you wish you take Frostlass out earlier. He's out there for 10 rounds and he does have 2 layers of spike, but unfortunately your team is now complete. It's like, look at that. 2 layers of toxic spikes and the Sticky Web. Annabelle's gonna be slower than everything on the opposing team now. Gets the Swords Dance up. Kind of greedy, but also you don't really have anything that you can't handle these hazards at all. If you're Pig's Eye, you're just kind of like, what do we do? But Dark Pulse, the Fairy typing helping out Annabelle there. Big play rough, even in the matchup 5-5. Maybe we're not out. Maybe we're not out of it yet. Because everybody that comes in now, except for Hawlucha, is going to take some spike damage. Hawlucha is a flying type, so it's not affected by spikes. But look at that. Spite Ops getting down to 36. I think a play rough kill? Oh, first impression. Never mind. There's the first impression, though. There's the priority move. Gotta like that, Sandy. Gotta be happy with that.
Spite Ops hadn't used a move yet?
No. So it only can use its move when it's on the field for the first time. When it it came out and it's turn 1 for it being on. So he can leave and come back and do it again. It's only the first.
Okay, so every time it gets swapped, it can do it again.
Yep.
Okay.
Going for Sticky Web. I guess Hob just figures you send out a fire type is going to take out the bug type. Calcifier getting the kill there. Now, Calcifier is faster than most of the things on the other side of the field. And the heavy-duty boots, you got them for the to deal with potential hazards, but I think this is kill, right? Special defense is pretty low on the Quillfish. Yeah, there it is. All right, so let's go. Let's go, Pigs. Look, I'm happy, right? Because now we're at 4-0. We got 4 healthy versus 3 healthy. And now they've got one that's not healthy. I think this is a kill. I don't think Cleaver's special defense is that good. Oh, it's
69. Nice.
Nice, but not nice. The Stone Edge. The 1%. We needed that 1% chance. And now they got stones up. They got everything, man. They got everything. They got stones. They got toxic spikes. They got a sticky web. Annihilate. Oh, wait, Defiant. Oh. Defiant got the +2 because it's the stat went down. And now, okay, all right. Get a Drain Punch. You get back in this game a little bit. Get back some health. Unfortunate.
A little greedy.
Definitely a little greedy. Because at least you get the health, and you'd probably be back at kind of even out. You're now at plus. Now Rage Fist is at 150 with 2.5. Now you get the Drain Punch. How much did that give you? 5. So you would have had 5 more health than last 66. Last turn, and then you lost 18 plus. You get the leftovers. I mean, you're at 47. I don't know if that would be enough. Maybe, but the Drain Punch, you take it out, and then you don't have to take that attack at all. So maybe it's a little different. Sky Attack goes to the. It hit. Damn it.
Yep.
Damn. It had a 90% chance. There was a 10% chance it misses, and did not get that 10% chance, unfortunately. Ah, boy, this is rough. Because now that's an unburdened Howlucha. Man. I'm not ruling it. You went for, man. The U-turn. Ah, that's brutal. No.
I'm loving that my pick. Oh, I was about to say never came out.
No, it had to come out. 48. Okay, so hold on. We got problem is Cloyster's very defensively bulky. It's got a great defense stat, and Houndstone's is physically focused this week. Icicle Spear is going to do 50 some odd damage there. But we basically got it almost all. We got it back. We got a good decent chunk of it back. So that's good. Body press 30%. Damn. Unfortunate. Well, the good. I know we're gonna. No, we go down. So this is Terra. Just get the Terra off. It's always good to see the Terra. And there goes Icicle Sphere. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's.
Is there any Terra that would have helped against that?
No. Not that Houndstone's fairy, ghost fairy and fighting, so there was nothing that would have resisted it. Unfortunate. We're our first interleague friendly. The Pig's Eye Pignite fall 2-0 to the Delaware Delphoxes, who show off some of the real talent. The silver linings here as a commissioners, there's a lot of talented Pokemon in the league, and a lot of them are not on a team. And
Cloyster got the win.
Cloyster did get.
Was
yeah,
right.
So you were wrong. You went with Diag, but you were right in your prediction that Cloyster would be the Pokemon to watch out for, and it really was. Hazards really just did a number here. If we go back and look at these first couple turns.
I mean, sticky webs, toxic spike, a second spike. That's I think.
Yeah, there was
close after.
Yeah, so it's sticky web. So we had our spike go out, and then they set out a sticky web, and then the next turn we icy wind, and they go for a toxic spike, and then we go for icy wind again, and they go for another toxic spike, and then we go for the taunt. And by then, Spite Up's like, I've done my job done.
3 turns, 3 hazards out. Yeah.
Yeah, Tuxedo Man, my job here is done. I'm bouncing out. I got the web up. I got the spike up. I'm good.
Time to hit the old dusty trail.
Yeah, let me come in. Now this could have turned it around. This Destiny Bond. These first couple turns, Destiny. If Hobbit was right to go for the nasty plot, only because you figure, all right, you're gonna swap out. If Icy Wind is your best move, you're just gonna give me a boost because then my special attack's gonna go up again. But it's just rough here. I like the taunt. Be like, no, you're not. You're gonna kill me. Like, you come here and kill me. But then they sent out Hisui and Quillfish, who the spikes are already up, so there's nothing that this Quillfish can do except throw a toxic on, and then they do that. And
well, they get it's only if they're poisoned.
Mm-hmm. Well, now, yeah, and
they get the
right
now, yeah.
So now they're
they get
poisoned.
the bonus on that one attack.
Yep.
Which I think they get off.
They do hit, and I think it hits for like 40%. So there's a
good
spike.
chunk,
So we got our our second layer of spikes up. There's the bar barrage, does about 34. So
yeah.
And then the only damaging move that Quillfish has, it is now is disabled. So Destiny Bond's not even gonna work. But obviously, Didac doesn't know that. Didac doesn't know that its only damaging move is bar barrage. So it's like, all right, cool. Like we'll go for Destiny Bond, and I mean, Hob was like, oh, maybe it'll go down. No, but that's it. Yeah, 11 turns, and we got 2 layers of spikes up, and they got everything they would need, which is unfortunate, and that's kind of how the match goes. Good taunt. No, that is a good taunt. That is a smart taunt. Like, I'm gonna get, at the very least, if I'm gonna go down, I might as well bring out a taunt and get you, and kind of prevent you from setting up and giving me a shot. So I don't mind. It's a good taunt. It's a good taunt. It's just somewhere along those 10. When classic Frostlass build, just got to start with taunt. Yeah. That's the thing, is start with taunt, then you get your stuff up. But that is where we learn. And speaking of learning, Didac, come on in the box, pal. Come on, sit down. We're still proud of you, bud. You played well. You represented the DSPL well. Liked what you did. I liked the play of Frostlass might not have been exactly what I would have liked. But it was there. The build was there. We learn.
We're not mad. We're just disappointed.
I wouldn't even say disappointed.
Thanks, Dad. That's that makes me feel a whole hell of a lot better.
But hey, look, great call on putting the boots on Calcifier. I think I'd like to say, like, maybe if you had choice specs on it. I mean, choice specs obviously kills the Cleave Orb earlier, but then, I mean, it doesn't matter. He's still bringing out Howlucha after the Cleave Orb and then taking you out with a sky, going for the sky attack there. So, then if that misses, he's twice as fast and hitting a boosted acrobatics. So he played to his win con, which was make it easier for Howlucha.
Yeah, the Howlucha go burr. That was the one Pokemon I was most afraid of this entire matchup, going into it. And like, even just looking at what I had scouted him for, and what showed up during the match, we only had 3 of the expected Pokemon actually show up. 2 of which were what I projected to be no-goes for this matchup, just for the fact that they would have been not as hard hitting to my original thought. What had ended up happening, obviously, with the Spite Ups hazard play, and that also, completely gonna own up to it, was way too stubborn with Frostlass. Should have changed up the tactic just a bit. John, to his point, saying, should have started with the taunt. Absolutely. Probably should have just triple chucked spikes and then gone from there. But, I was really, really proud of where Typhlosion came into it. Unfortunate that Annihilate went down so quickly. Same with Hoopa.
Yeah, I think with a couple plays we're looking at now, Calcifier comes in right away and goes for the Will-O-Wisp, which I thought was interesting, but I understand it if you thought he was going to swap out the Spite Ops for to save it, but at that point he's got no need to. He's just saying, go ahead, take him out. I'm gonna be good. Like, he's Like I'm not swapping out. This is a kill for you. Like I'm gonna get a clean kill in, and then you get the next kill. You get it with you take down Quillfish, Hisuian Quillfish with a flamethrower. Great call, or great move again. And it's coming back. You're sitting here. You have 4 healthy Mun at this point, and he's got 3.
Yeah, I honestly thought this was the turning point in the match.
I thought
was
so
like,
as well.
Like, and then here's Cleavor, awesome bug rock type. I'll toast it, and I don't get it with the flamethrower.
No, just I think that's a roll. I'll have to look at that. I think that was a bad roll. But again, that's where either if it was a bad roll, but even if it was just a roll, that third layer of spike would have been good. Which again, at that point you're looking at back to Frostlass like turn 8, 9, and 10. I'm at this point, Frostlass is cooked. Let me just get Frostlass out of here. But let me get. I'm leaving here with something versus let me get another spike up and then let me try to get out of here with something. Like I think that might have been at the very least like sure like stubborn with the play of leaving Frostlass in. But there was ways to where you could set it up a little bit easier. Again, even if you did get that third spike up, Cleaver is going to be at 5% here, not at 0. Like even if you get this exact same roll, it's going to be a 5 or 6%. So this is still going to be a little less of a good thing, but it's just like it would have helped you in other ways. Like maybe if you're like, oh, he's only got 5 health. Well, let me go with somebody else. Like, I'm not going to go with the Annihilate right now because Annihilate's going to get poisoned and get slowed. He's not going to be able to do much to come back from. It's just that sticky web.
That sticky web hampered a lot of our progress. And then like you said in the pre-match, Oricorio with that defog probably would have been the better choice. Probably taking Gengar with toxic spikes over Frostlass with still having Destiny Bond on tap.
Yeah,
would have been a much.
Yeah, you could have done everything you did with Frostlass, but with Gengar, and it would have been like you could have done Icy Wind with Gengar, toxic spikes instead of spikes, Destiny Bond, and Taunt, and gotten the same utility. And maybe even a little bit better because like it quad resists, U-turn, so it'd have a little bit more health. Maybe you decide, oh, let me change it up. Let me get, let me save Gengar here because he already got the spikes out. Okay, so I'm gonna need to save Gengar here to have him come back out and get this. Like if you play everything exactly the same, but it's with Gengar instead of Frostlass, I think you realize let me get Gengar out of here so he can come back and get these spikes for everybody else. So you sacrifice one person getting toxic instead of your entire team after getting toxic. This is the one play I do want to talk to you about. So you have +2 on your Annihilate. You're on a timer. You are toxic, and you decide to go for the greedy play here, and you go for the bulk up. What was the thinking there?
The thinking there is I know that he's coming out with that Cloyster at some point. I'm going to need to take that bulk up at some point. If I potentially don't take out the Cleavor here, it's just Inoki's just gonna go down, gonna go out. If I can bulk up, get the defense up, I can live a hit him, get a little health back. Maybe hit his Cloyster a little bit harder. Problem with that is I'm also staring down Hawlucha, and that's not looking great either.
Okay, so it was neutral nature. Okay, I just want to see something. I want to see these. This is the calc I want to see because I wanted to hear what your thought process was. So I wanted to see what your +2 right then. And he has no investment in any of his bulk. Okay.
The bulk up defense does not help at all with the toxic spikes, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
No, it does not.
He's already that was my thing. Like once you get toxic, you're on a timer. So now you're in a place where you can't you have to make the most of all your time on the field. All right, so now at this point, right? So let me go back to this turn, right? Oh, okay. You're at 94%. You're going to be slower than this Cleavor, or you can assume you're going to be slower because you don't have any investment in speed, or you have minimum investment in speed, and you have -1 speed. So, learning from this, what you can do in this turn is, okay, I'm also toxic, and I'm going to take a hit. Yes, I have leftovers, but they only give me like a 16th of my health, right? Toxic is going at this point is basically going to negate that leftover. So I'm going to be neutral at that point. I'm going to get a percentage of the health back from the Cleavor if I'm going to take a hit, which gives me +1 to my Rage Fist. I'm just going to do that. I want... No, okay. I want Drain Punch as well. Okay. So, you are... He's going to do Icicle Spear. Okay. There we go. I don't like that Rage Fist doesn't get a power. I gotta do it myself. Oh, wait. Okay. All right. So, okay. Now, this part of this is hindsight. But if you go for the attack here, which is what I feel you should have done with the Drain Punch, you get back you probably get back to 100. Because you end up getting 5. Or not, you don't get back to 100 because you take 33 here. So you get to 64 or 66 plus the 6 is 72, and then you're back down to 66. So you're at about 66 health when you get this part, right? If you were to Drain Punch instead of going for the bulk up, which you do. So you're at 60. Let's say you're at 66%. Now, Iron, if he hits you with Icicle Spear, it gives you a boost for every time you get hit. He's got, like, you're thinking about the Cloister. He's got Icicle Spear and Skill Link. That is a common combination for Cloister. That is 5 boosts to Rage Fist, which after the Cleavor's Night Slash is going to give you the max 350 Rage Fist that you can do. I don't even think you need the +2 boost because you're gonna have max 350. Not 1,000. 350. Rage Fist had you just Rage Fist at +2 versus the bulk up, and if he would have brought the Cloister out, which I don't think he would have brought out the Howlucha, but there's still a chance that you could kill the Howlucha, which we can look at again. Rage Fist with just +2 boost does 200% damage. And it would leave you with enough health to live after recovery of leftovers with being toxic. And
yeah,
like, and like if he would have brought out Howlucha, you can then swap out and give him somebody else to take, and then maybe you get to live. Maybe somebody gets to live, on the next turn instead. And then you can bring out Inoki back, and he still has the +100, and you set yourself up. All that to say, Howlucha was a problem. That was always going to be the problem.
That was always going to be the problem, and there really wasn't anything I could do about it.
Right. All this is just posturing for bullshit and just learning it and just looking at situations. That Howlucha was going to be the problem for you. Sandy said it was going to be the Cloister. He was kind of right. The Cloister did take out.
Cloister did do work. Yeah.
Leaving this matchup obviously doesn't count against your record, so you're still 1-1. What are you taking away from this matchup going forward for the rest of your DSPL season?
Looking at this is obviously trying to shut down hazards quicker if I'm coming up against hazard play, which looking at the doubleheader next week is going to be huge against the Clodsires. We're looking at a lot of hazard play there,
Mm-hmm.
especially with Clodsire and a couple of other mons that they've got over there. Let me just pull up. I've got my own scouting reports over here.
Good.
If you were in my stream on
Friday,
you know that I've got a big old spreadsheet that's just
it's a thing of beauty.
it's amazing, honestly. It's only gonna get bigger if this league expands. But yeah, we've got the Clodsire having those hazards. We're also staring down a pretty beefy Dragapult, which could be a problem for us there. So definitely looking at fast tactics and avoiding some of that hazard play.
All right. Yeah. No, that's good. That's good for the Clodsire matchup. That is.
Yeah, and then later, well, our second match this week, we're looking at Boston.
Yeah.
So that's a matchup I'm excited for. Again, probably looking at the hazard play with Slowking Galar. Definitely probably gonna have to watch out for those poison tactics. Grimmsnarl looking a little bit scary. Same with Weirdeer. Grimmsnarl just for the dark typing. Weirdeer, that normal type. Our ghost types obviously aren't going to be able to hit it. It's not going to be able to use normal type against us. And having that up on the psychic is nice, but again, ghost type isn't going to hit it because of that normal typing. So we're going to have to look into probably utilizing Annihilate against that Weirdeer a lot. And then we just got to watch out for the flying types in Tropius, Articuno, and Corviknight. Those will also be dangerous against Annihilate.
Indeed. I think the Boston one. I don't. At the risk of sounding like a biased member of the media, I don't think you got to worry about that one too much. But it's more of so just how the team played the first week than anything. It's potentially you should be aware of the threats that they have, but yeah, I don't think you need to worry about too much. Sandy, do you have any questions? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, just looking at our strength of schedule going ahead. I mean, we don't see our cross river rivals in Minnesota until the end of the season. We don't see we have a tough end of schedule. We don't see Minnesota until the end of the year. We don't see Long Island until the end of the year.
Yeah, you get San Antonio. Your final three are San Antonio, Long Island, and then Minnesota. That's a murderer's row.
Murderer's row, and then we've also got Arizona coming up in week 6.
Yeah,
so
yeah, that's the gauntlet.
Yeah, I got a gauntlet to run. I don't have to worry about British bangers at all this season. Might have to worry about them if we make the playoffs.
Yep. Yeah. No, so your remaining schedule here, we got Cambridge, you got the make good. You have Cambridge, you have Boston, you have Colorado, Arizona, and then you get a reprieve in the currently 11th place Birmingham, and then you close out the season San Antonio, Long Island, Minnesota. Brutal stretch there. I think that might be the worst.
Corpus Christi on week 7.
Oh right, yeah, you're right. Sorry, Corpus Christi. So never mind. Yeah, no, I was looking. I confused you. You said Minnesota, and that's why I was looking at Minnesota. Yeah, you got to bank some. You got to.
Yeah, we gotta start turning on the gas.
Yeah, and you have as a monotype ghost, you have some advantages and you have some disadvantages. So you gotta. But the more you play your team, the more you'll know how to do that. Sandy, do you have any questions for Didac?
Yes. So with the mono ghost, is this something you tend to go towards in general play, and are you going to stick with your guns here throughout the rest of the season?
So the Mono Ghost thing was I wanted to bring something a little bit different to the league. I'm normally a Nuzlocke player in normal, just regular Pokemon play. So a lot of my strategies revolve around finding strength and type matchups. Going into the league, with the Ghost typings, I was like, you know what, Ghost is a type that I do really enjoy in Pokemon as a whole. And it's interesting in some of the plays that it can utilize in things like Hex, Curse, some of the other things like Infernal Parade that we've seen on Typhlosion. And then with the new Ghost type, with Annihilate, it adds a little bit more depth to what's historically been kind of a in the first two generations was more of a trickster special attack, where now it's starting to shift more towards still in that trickster area, but dark typing is kind of picked up on that. Dark type has kind of taken over the physical aspect of what Ghost type used to do in first gen. So they sit opposite sides of each other. So I like to see what I can do with that monotyping, just to kind of showcase the different abilities that it can have.
I like it. I like it.
So
Good.
no thoughts in the future of this current season to look for anything outside of that.
We did have one prospect come across our table in Glamora who is still unsigned. We did make a pretty big number move, dropping two of our smaller ghost types for Hoopa and Bound, which was also off type. So we've already broken our monotype a little bit. I just feel like picking up Glamora, we would have to drop at most, or at the very least, we would have to drop Oricorio to have the available salary cap to pick up Glamora. And I feel like with the Pokemon that we do have on bench in Oricorio, Gengar, and Frostlass, we can fill that void with the three of them, then have to sacrifice another roster spot to pick up another off type.
Okay.
All right. Well, Didac, thank you so much for joining us. Sorry for the loss to the Delaware Delphoxes. Bright side, you learn. We learn, and the results don't matter. So you can take that. It's a good thing you got you learn the hard way about hazards now, and then you get to play Clodsire, who leads the league in hazards. But instead, for next week. So look at that. It worked out in the end, because now you're like, okay, well, now I know for sure that I need to handle Clodsire a little bit differently. So it'll be good practice. Like we said with Orin, when in his loss, even in Brazilian Fairy's victory, we're all learning. Some of us know. I mean, Johnner's not. Johnner's the experienced man, but even he's learning. He did not know what a Sneasler was, and then it cost him. So
yeah, every match is a learning experience, and being 1-1 with only one match played, going into this friendly, coming away with a loss on that, I'm still learning. So it's definitely something that even if we don't make it deep into the playoffs this year, or even if we don't make the playoffs at all, we're that just fuels the fire for season 2.
That's right. Love hearing that. Well, General Manager Didac of the Pignite, you guys can follow his journey. He streams. His journey is learning competitive, building his team, looking at what you can see what his scouting reports look like, all that stuff. Didac _RE on Twitch, and then Didac replays on YouTube. You go there, enjoy, watch the stuff, support our pal Didac. It's good stuff. Thank you, Didac.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Sandy, We done did it. We made it 3 weeks into the season. We made it 3 weeks into the season. Let's take a look real quick at next week's schedule, and we'll take a look at the stats after that. So we've got the let me do that. There we go. That's what I want. We're here in week 4. We've got Long Island, San Antonio. That's our premium matchup, without a doubt. John are taking on Burger. That's currently Burger is 2-0, and Long Island is 2-1. We've got Cambridge taking on Birmingham, so that's gonna be a good, a solid matchup as well between Bear and Pat. Pat will also be playing the other match, Pig's Eye versus Cambridge. So that's also on the docket. Birmingham and San Antonio also on the docket to be played for next week. Boston versus Pig's Eye. So this is Pig's Eye's doubleheader. We got a lot of doubleheaders. Let's see. Doubleheader, 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 doubleheader. Where's that everybody? That's everybody. Okay. So there's what, 6 teams on doubleheader watch? No, but yeah. 6 teams on doubleheader watch. Okay. Boston versus Pig's Eye. So that we just talked about that. Boston's 0-2 currently, and the Pig's Eye are 1-1 currently. Cambridge 2-0. Birmingham 0-2. Again, currently Corpus Christi taking on Minnesota, the 1-2 Corpus Christi. Minnesota will be looking to come off. They're coming off their first loss at 2-1. I'm envisioning Sneasler just throwing Johnner through a window. Corpus Christi hoping to stop this losing skid at 2. Arizona taking on British. We talked about that. Arizona, 1 to go to 2-1. They're hoping they've got the answers for the British bangers wall of defensive Pokemon. And then Colorado taking on Aussie. Colorado gets to, congrats. You won your first game. The Aussie are coming. You got it. The Aussie are coming. The Aussie are coming. Aussie. And the Trick Room is coming too. So you got to watch that. Take a look at the standings as well. These are obviously unfinished. Some teams have 3. Some teams have 2. San Antonio currently up the top 2-0 with an 8 score difference. Cambridge 2-0 with a 7 difference. Arizona, congrats to them. They went from they made the jump. They are now 3rd place. I think they were in 7th place because they got handed 4-0 and then they won 2-0 or no, they were like 0. So I think they were 5th. They were 5th. So they jumped to 3rd. There's a potential for them should Cambridge or San Antonio lose their week 3 matchup. There's a potential for Arizona and Minnesota to be above here in the bye cutoff. Arizona and Minnesota. Arizona owns the tiebreaker over Minnesota because they beat them. Long Island at 2-1. We talked about that. We made fun of Johnner for having that wrong, or for giving up Landorus, and it might end up costing him in the end. But it's still early in the season. Currently, it's costing him. He's 3-2. Pig's Eye being the final team in the playoff race picture at 1-1 with a 2+2 difference. Ozzy Marcus 1-1 with being -2. So we'll see if